What the hell?
That was awkward.
Keenan just gave me an order, and I did it
without hesitation.
I think pigs have flown.
I'm learning.
Pigs are now flying.
I am now one of them.
Yeah, I'll believe that when pigs fly, they have flown.
They have flown.
I have now full control of Joe.
Jesus Christ.
What is this evil power?
To Keenan becoming a man. Oh, did I interrupt your welcome? Because I'm boss like that?
Did you guys just cheers? Okay.
Cheers.
All right, sorry, Joe. Go ahead. You have my permission now.
God damn it.
Wait.
I release you. Shit, that sounded like a distorted. Hold on.
Now he's not gonna want to do it.
The levels are distorted, so let's I'll clip that out after the laugh because
when
we laughed it was reaching orange. Red isn't as bad as orange.
Where's the fake laugh?
Just a little bit at the heavy laugh. Anyway, God damn it.
All right, Joe can do the intro.
Welcome. Fuck you. I'm going to do the intro because I'm the one who does the intro.
And now we command you to do the intro.
Look at his face.
Welcome all to the None of Our Business podcast. This is episode 14. We are your hosts.
Oh,
Philly.
Is that your thing now?
Philly fanatic, philanthropy, physique, Keenan, Duncan, Sea Dog, Sea Culture, Sea Pixel, Canine,
See notice.
Sea Notice, C-section.
Jesus, what the fuck?
And I'm Joe.
No, he's
God.
not. No, he's not.
he's
It's
not.
Joe the Ho.
Joe the Ho.
Hey,
El
ooh, wait,
Guapos.
Well, He's
Was.
Whiskey Joe.
Whiskey Joe.
He's J-So. He's solo rhythm. Many
Rhythmatic.
don't know.
I wonder what I could do. Joe has his intro. Philly has his beatbox mixing.
Right. Okay. I was just about to discuss this.
I need to.
So I went, and Keenan was like, wait a minute. I thought I was the one that did the sound effects.
No, I was like,
He's like, wait, I thought that was me, guys.
I only know the Navy SEAL signals.
It's like, what are you doing? What is that? What is that?
Thanks for having me back on the show, guys.
Wow.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Thanks for having me back.
Everybody missed me last week.
I know
the show was dismal without me.
Just like most of the Lakers roster
got
saved by the deadline. Keenan, you made the trade deadline. You're still with the team.
Because for a second I was about to go. You had somebody else on.
For Phil, that was a basketball reference. This week,
jump shot,
double dribble,
quarterback sneak. I'm buzzing. What was that?
Well, last week,
that's the new vibrators that Joe got us. He said a man's pleasure has not been realized unless the vibrator is involved.
This controller was literally resting on my dick tip, and I was just like, I felt a little vibrator.
And it was that far back.
He said, "Ooh wee." It was resting on my kneecap.
It was like,
that's how I knew it was the tip. So with that,
I'm just thinking like you kick me in my shins and then I just grab my groin.
You literally went up to Michael Jackson's octave a second ago.
Oh yeah. Oh, but Joe was saying something.
No, I was just saying we're back from a crazy week. The week 2 weeks prior was your birthday.
Yeah,
that shit was fun. We went downstairs and hung out and had drinks and
got to meet a lot of randos.
Got to meet a lot of randos.
In the sense that we never hung out with the sector of people that I know.
Yeah, no, you're right. So that was an interesting.
Yeah.
You had a good turnout, man.
Yeah, it was.
I had fun.
We didn't talk
Overall,
about this.
I had fun.
I just realized we didn't talk about this last week because you weren't here last week.
Oh shit! Here it comes.
You know what I mean? No. That's what I'm saying. Like we weren't able to talk about your birthday and your turn up and all that stuff because You weren't here, so
right.
we didn't even get to talk about that.
And your guest didn't even come because I know I invited him. So if you're out there, Mr. Last week's guest, no, I'm just playing.
He was invited to the party at your birthday party. I had no idea.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Had I known, I would have been like, yo, you coming?
I just said Devon.
But
it's fucking Devin.
Devin, if you're listening to this, I assure you, I had no idea you were going to be part of this conversation.
You're now Devon.
I tend to give shit to the previous guests.
That's true. That's true. You got on Ray a little bit too. Yeah.
Sorry, Ray.
Hey, but this weekend we had Philly's birthday.
Yes.
So enough about Keenan's birthday.
We got to celebrate that. No, you know what?
I see how it is.
You know what though? Like yours was a bit surprising, and no. It was surprising because of the amount of random people. Like that.
Keenan's like that guy from the movie Big Fish.
Keenan's such a social butterfly that he had like 6 different groups together, like, and nobody knew each other either. Everybody was like, "Hey, what's up?" Oh,
everybody was like, hey,
"How long have you known Keenan? 13 years? Well, shit. How long have you known Keenan? 12? Like, how have we never come across each other? Like,
little do you know, Keenan doesn't have his friends.
He doesn't mix friends. Like,
you know what's crazy
I
is
don't know
that
why I don't. I try.
No one can ever say to Keenan that he didn't invite them to somewhere.
That's true.
Yes,
that's absolutely true.
Yes.
Not only is it always a good time with Keenan, it's always an invite with Keenan.
It is.
Hashtag,
it is.
I'm going to copyright that.
Well, wait. Because I don't remember being invited last week to the little Super Bowl party.
Oh, wait a minute.
I was saying he was too much credit.
He was trying to get in with his lighter shaded friends.
Well, that's my cue, guys.
Hey, well, let's.
We are a friend of the light skin community.
Of all light skinned everywhere, they are our brothers.
Oh wait, there we go.
So,
what are we playing?
Yeah, so this week. Oh wait, okay, we're gonna quick pause to let you guys know what we're gonna be playing.
Yes.
We're gonna be playing Super Mario Party.
Super Mario Party.
Is Mario Party Super Smart Mario Party for the Switch?
I think it's just Mario Party.
Mario Party Ultimate? I don't know.
Mario Party EX
plus Alpha
Super.
And I'm just trying to decide whether my personality and spirit animal is a Goomba or a shy guy.
I think you're more of a peach.
Oh wow!
Spirit animal.
Wow.
That's because it's so pink.
Respect the peach.
You throwing some shots over from the other side of the room.
I think you know
that's
what?
because you kicked my ass in that Dragon Ball game,
and it won't be the last time.
Word to the wise: anybody who plays video games with Joe, who's listening to the podcast, don't play with him because he's an ass.
Yeah.
Why? He doesn't practice, and he sleeps those Japanese tournaments. That's what he does.
Yo, I sent you guys a couple of them. I do watch those. Like I watch fighting tournaments. That's actually what I do.
And Joe watches what the expert. Wait, so that's no different because in Cyber you push. I pushed. Yeah,
I did.
Oh, okay. In Psycho-Cybernetics, the book we had reviewed the last week's podcast, it talks about how there are teams of high school basketball teams that were told they were split into 2 groups and told you practice only in your mind. This group practice on the court, and then this third group don't practice at all. And when they brought all the groups back together, the kids who had only visually practiced were just as good as the kids who actually practiced.
Interesting.
Really?
And the kids who didn't practice
kicked
at all
everybody's ass.
Sucked.
Oh, okay.
No, but it goes to
Joe.
show because athletes all come together. Did you just choose hard mode, Joe?
I chose hard. Yes, I chose hard.
Son of a bitch. All right, so
the groups that practice. Go ahead.
The groups that practice. Wait, what?
Oh yeah. We're gonna be let's do it, guys.
Yeah,
we
so
did
you
it.
gotta do this. We gotta
be
so
like,
Mario Party is a very movement, like the Wii controllers. Like
we're gonna
when
be
Wii
very
came
active.
out. Yeah. So you got to move your body.
There'll be times when we got to shake the control, or we got to turn
toss
it,
like, or do some weird shit.
Do a bunch of.
I have a feeling just like the audience, so we're like, wait, what? So I was trying to play this game normally.
Cybernetics. No, see the great thing.
Oh fuck!
What did I push?
The button.
But the great thing about this game is that we can actually play this in passing because there are a lot of pauses in the game, and there's my turn.
Yeah, so
specifically one person's
yes,
turn. So I think this is going to be an ideal game for us.
Why can't it says party pad? Somebody else's.
I'm because you guys have to follow me.
Oh, I don't have the top part.
Yeah, you just.
What the fuck?
Sorry, I forgot.
Is it these?
Yeah, those are the buttons.
Oh,
it doesn't matter. It's fine.
God,
you know what?
You want to use mine here?
No.
You don't really need it.
No, we need to do this.
I'm being a dick.
Okay, I know.
If Keenan doesn't have the same control, he's going to come back to this
He's like,
as his
yo,
resource.
that's why I lost.
I know
'Cause I
I'm
didn't have the
bougie,
same control.
but come on.
No,
So
continue with
psycho-cybernetics, right.
Oh, yes.
So the 3 groups, the kids who visualized only, no practice, the kids who practiced, and the kids who didn't practice at all.
Mhm.
And the kids who only visualized and no practice were just as good as the kids who practiced, if not better.
Mm.
And it's and most trained athletes are trained to do this before their big game day. And some just do it all the way up until their game day. Michael Phelps was the Olympic swimmer, right?
It was like 8.
He did that every time.
Yeah.
He did his right before his swimming. That's how he was. He accredits that training to his ability to have won the way he did.
So all on the mental stuff. So almost like we're going back to the secret
For
shit.
dexterity things,
Yeah.
yes. For dexterity things,
Really?
that's a real thing. And so
Oh, shit.
Joe watching video games, well, humans learn through osmosis. Think about it. We didn't have language at first.
That's true.
And a lot like
Absolutely.
cows. And
How do
other
we
things.
know that though? We don't know we didn't have any language at all. We're
That's
trying to
true.
reverse things backwards, saying that we must have started
That's a
from like
fair
a simple
question. That's a fair
Yeah.
question.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't
And
all
now I just want to
grunts.
kill you because you're
Actually,
making me look bad.
fucking right. You're fucking right. You just well, no, that's just a challenge to your theory. So,
So
Yes,
no,
I'm not saying you're wrong.
no.
I'm just saying you're full of shit.
And so you're full of shit thinking that's the truth.
Yeah.
And it begs the question, what if a lot like animals, when we didn't have the development of the frontal cerebral, that how do we know that just like animals, we weren't of a spirit mind where we could migrate together without having to try too hard
Mhm.
or do things of that nature because we were on the autopilot that we were.
Mm.
But the minute the other portions of our brain opened up, everything changed, man.
all right, guys. So
Everything
we gotta
changed.
just go up.
Yeah.
2.
Yes.
Shit.
5. Boom. I go first.
All right. So in the beginning of Mario Party, when you select who goes first in what order,
Roll
you
the dice.
gotta
Then why
push
does
your-
that really look like Joe?
you gotta push.
If-
Oh
if
shit!
the-
Joe looks like Wario. I'm gonna do it on the our next
Yes.
Instagram thing.
That works for me. I fuck with it. I fuck with it.
Oh, shit.
Oh, thank you for everybody liking a lot of the Instagram pictures that I formulate. The new one
Yes.
is like us being action figures
That's
in a
true.
very
Yeah,
stereotype racist way.
You've been
Hold
doing a
on.
bang up
That
job
was
with
another way of Keenan getting credit for everything.
Hey, wait, come on.
We would just want to
kidding.
clarify for some of you who are actively and religiously follow this. Just for today, let's keep a counter to see.
Oh my god, how many times I take credit?
Let's see how many times Keenan takes credit of shit for shit.
Dude,
Oh my
we
god!
should, we should take a
Post
selfie
it.
every day that Keenan takes credit.
We're just gonna take screenshots of like our group conversations.
Oh my
Like,
god, that's a good idea. I would like to see everybody post on Instagram or Facebook how many times I take credit for shit.
And you know what? Keenan
And
has
don't
no
exaggerate.
shame about it.
I know he really does it. He gloats about
which
it.
you know what? It teaches you a lesson
Well, you guys
to
taught me how
know
to do
your
that.
worth.
Well, exactly. You guys keep telling me all that
know your
stuff,
fucking worth.
and then
I think Keenan was talking about it the other day. Knowing your worth.
that was a big thing because a lot of people because I do a lot of work outside of all this glamorous lifestyle, the podcast, and I build things, but I charge people very little when I build things, and the reason why is from my perspective is that I have no content for other people to build off of. So and nobody asks me really to make anything for them.
Mhm.
I just go, hey, can I do this for you? And they go, sure. And then if I come around saying, well, now you got to give me $1,000, be like, well, shit, why would I do that?
Right.
So, but when I tell people what I make and I show them pictures, like, Keenan, you should have charged several $100s to
Sure.
$1,000. It's like, well, I can't because they didn't ask me to build it, and I have no record or history of my skills. So when somebody says you have to, tell people what you're worth up front and get paid up front and all this other stuff, I really can't, because the next question they'll ask me is, what have you done in the past? Kind of like going for a job interview. And if I don't have a resume of my past work, then I
Then
can't
what
start.
Can you do?
Yeah. But a lot of people, everybody will say the same thing to me. It's like, Keenan, you're supposed to charge, money for this. You're supposed to ask for all this, this, and that. And it's like, dude, you don't know the position I'm in. I can't do that. I mean, I can, but the result is going to be, I can't afford you. And I have proof. I did this once without any history record of the stuff that I have. I offered to,
You have to choose your dice first, and then
fuck.
it's all right.
Oh, come on, whatever.
Go back.
We pressed the button on the game, and it sort of took us to a
I was
tutorial.
knee deep in a fucking story.
Press
Knee
down
deep.
on the D-pad.
Press down on the
that's
D-pad.
D-pad? That is so tiny.
No, not that one.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
This
Keenan.
one, right?
That one. No.
Yeah. Okay.
So you actually have made the effort to go out and charge.
God damn it, dude. All right. Anyway, so
That's the roll of the dice, Keenan.
That's
the roll
the
of
way
the
the
dice.
dice rolls.
So Keenan just rolled the dice, and you got the lowest score out of everyone on the fucking dice.
so
We all got. Okay, that guy got 5.
yeah, but still, I get run over and everything. So the point is, I met up with these people. We connected. They showed me their store, and they're like, "Hey, can you build something cool for our store?" And the idea was to build like a waterfall, and have like their logo with the waterfall behind it. I said, "Okay, it's gonna cost,
Okay.
for this elaborate setup, it's gonna cost $5,000." And they're like, that's too expensive. We can't afford it. So I lost that job. So most of the jobs I do, I have to charge low anyway, because a lot of people aren't willing to dish out that money
Right.
unless I have a resume showing how good I am. And they're like, okay, well then he's probably worth that because he's done stuff in the past. And that the whole value thing is like, it's kind of frustrating when you hear people saying you need to speak up for a certain price. You need to ask for this. You need to be more confident in your skills and stuff like that. And it's like,
Well, sorry, you fuck.
most of this is
I'm just
Director's
looking
job.
out for you. So when you're ready, you just press LR and L and R at the same time. Yeah.
Sorry,
the top
I
one.
wasn't practicing. Was there? We're just moving around.
Yeah, we're
right?
just trying to dodge it.
So what does the red and blue mean?
I have zero idea.
Okay.
It's just informing you of the paths you can
of the
take.
path.
Okay.
So
Okay.
the only thing I have to add to that is that there's been many times. You guys actually started the game, huh?
Yep.
There's been many times where I've either seen people have other people that I know who are creatives in the sense that their work is primarily freelance when it comes to like the work that they're doing. But just any time in general, when you're asking for money for anything and you're thinking, okay, how should I price this? Right. It's true that it is always hard to segment because you're thinking, okay, this is the cost of my materials.
Yeah.
This is the cost of my time. And then who knows if you hire freelancers to help complete the job. Right. So how do you price all that? And one of the best arguments I've ever heard for this is truly that it's not based on what your time, materials, and resources cost. It's really about, oh no, I lost.
Oh fuck.
Yes.
It really comes down to if you I think the argument is strong to say you price it based off how much money it costs them if they didn't have your services, if they didn't have your artifact or whatever it is you're building, whatever it is you're offering. So let's say that their club would have far more social media popularity and thus for more clientele coming in if you made a floor that people were talking about.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. So based on the estimated adjusted revenue of that, you can then say that's how much the shit that I just built you is worth.
Okay.
And when you price it like that, like let's say you're like, okay, so what you do like 42 events a year, and each one of those years is a wasted opportunity where you could have had such social media X number of replies,
42,
et
that's a
cetera.
lot. Let's reduce that to like 5 a year.
Right. So let's just say that's just an argument, right?
Yeah,
so whatever the example is, you do X amount of this, and because of that, you've allowed X amount to leave your pockets that you left on the table. But with the addition of this, you can now capture that value. And so I adjust and estimate that value is X. So that's what I'm going to charge for this project.
Okay.
And the entire argument, the entire time is proposed upon what is valuable to them and how much they're going to make. It's never about you.
If it comes to that, ideally it's me going to that club and then presenting that kind of value or worth. It's never the other way around. It really needs to be they come to me, kind of like your mentality.
I mean, I guess I was gonna say our mentality, but it's not our mentality. It's my mentality.
Yeah,
I always want to include you guys as part of like what my views for shit are. And I forget, like, sometimes you guys may not agree with me. Should I? You know what? I should be okay with that. I am okay. You know what? I am okay. I've decided I am okay.
He's having a mental breakdown.
Everyone is like that, dude.
Yeah,
everyone disagrees with
I
you,
do
Joe.
have an issue like with that for sure. Where I just think that people are gonna agree with me because
Because
maybe that maybe that's my cockiness. I mean that's my ego.
It's cock.
Just thinking
We all have it.
you guys are gonna agree with me, but
We all
that's not
have
always
it.
the case.
And most businesses do have to generate leads. Like that's a thing.
Well,
Absolutely.
I have to create enough content where people will see and come to me.
You want to set up your brand.
Yes. For your scenario that you're saying, say for instance, I did absolutely nothing. So 42 times of the year, I did those didn't happen. How can I tell somebody or show somebody the value that I have for myself
If you've never
if I
done
haven't
anything at
done
all.
anything? If I have no experience, no nothing, how can you expect someone to say, well, you gotta,
And you know what? I understand exactly what you're saying, and I'll preface it with what I've heard. And not a lot of people are going to agree, but I've heard one of the most prominent and sought after entrepreneurs today asked. He was asked the same question,
Mm-hmm.
and this is what he answered. He said, "You know what? If you can get a job as close to the sun of the universe you're trying to be a part of, work for free for a little bit, and once you build your reputation, your value will speak for itself."
Well, that's what
Obviously,
I'm
you
doing.
don't work for free forever. No, so you're doing the right thing.
God damn it!
I got you. And you're doing the right thing, Keenan.
All right.
Okay, yeah. So it's just
Eating dirt is going to be the thing you do at first.
That's where that question came from about my worth or my value. Is that whatever. I'm sorry, guys. I'm playing this game and I'm just like losing it.
and I'll end this my half of this
Okay, yeah.
with this thought that I was taught in my days going to acting auditions. Because I used to be upset that I never got callbacks. And every audition I've ever taken, the only one of them ever worked out, right? And they told me this, one of my coaches, they said, listen, when you go to an audition, it's not about whether you get the part or not. That's great, but you can't control that. It's up to like whether or not you fit the vision of the director. What you can do is go in there and say, how much can I scream? How quiet can I be? Stretch and poke the box to see exactly what you can do in that environment so that every time you enter that environment moving forward, you can move in better ways because you're more aware. Because awareness, once again, is all we're really after in life. Yeah.
Fuck with it.
Okay, I think I got the hang of this. What about you guys? You guys got it? Philly, you're supposed to do the other one. Yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh, okay.
So we're a team. And then you're Mario?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's all of us against Keenan.
yes, pretty much. Okay.
Just
ready?
like life.
Oh, jeez.
Keenan.
Jesus. You got to press the double.
Oh, yeah. My bad.
All right. So I'm glad we did that. I mean, that was a great way to start. Now back to what I was originally going to talk about.
You're like, that's cool. But have you ever fucked with this?
I wanted to talk about Philly's birthday weekend.
God.
You got smashed. It wasn't even.
I'm sorry, Keenan. I didn't mean to end it that quick. Maybe I should have toyed around with you a little bit
Just
more.
like life. Yeah. Oh, man.
Keenan
So-
thought he was going to dodge us.
Yeah.
So Philly's birthday.
Now he's salty as fuck. He's like, fuck Philly's birthday.
He's like, fuck that. We were talking about my birthday first.
Oh, God.
It was good. It was a good moment.
Yeah, it was great.
I want to personally just take this second just to say thank you to everyone that came out, and I will make the effort to reach out eventually to everyone.
Every single person, though?
I know it's going to be
Fuck
hard,
that.
but
I'll just do a general one, like on Facebook, like, hey, I want to thank everybody who came out. That way nobody expects me to-
So campy. Damn. Not even a personal text message.
Well,
be
to
like,
my main people, of course, I'm be like,
Okay.
yo, Philly.
I wonder. I'm kind of curious. All the listeners out there, how upset do you get if somebody doesn't thank you or respond back to you just for showing
we
up?
know Keenan gets it.
I wanna
What the hell, guys? I thought we were going to do this together.
what did Socrates say? Something about only when we, no, it was Aristotle. Only when we speak do our words betray us. Or in the quotes of our long forgotten friend, ask me no questions and I'll tell you no lies.
Oh Jesus!
He's
Now
like,
open
"No,
up
Wait,
what's
who's
on
that?
your mind.
There was a rapper that Joe used to work with who
Oh, I thought it was like a Tupac quote or something.
No,
Oh,
he
I
was
thought-
close
He
enough.
was close. He was close. This guy could have been.
Yeah?
It could have been the
The
future
next
Tupac.
Tupac.
Yeah, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Ooh, dodged them. Nice.
Oh, because if you land on that, okay,
yeah,
here we go.
I know it because it happened.
I only
to me.
moved 2 spaces in this entire fucking game. Oh my god!
And
Let
we
me
have
change-
20
let-
moves to do.
I know. Let me change my dice.
You know what it is,
Let me
Keenan?
just-
So
it's not about whether you win or lose. It's how you play the game.
That's cliche as fuck.
God damn it.
Now you've moved 3 spaces.
Look at you on fire.
But those are
You must have found a loophole.
those are 30 steps, Keenan.
He has to be moving this slow on purpose. It just has to be.
I'm
He
taking
found
the
the
slow
algorithm
pacing.
that would he found the algorithm that would allow him to just get one every time. He knows the timing exactly.
Oh, God.
So Philly, we were out for your birthday. We went out to do some karaoke. That
Yes.
shit was fun.
Did you enjoy this spot? Because I think you want to do it at another place closer by.
Oh no, my concern was that we would all only be able to sing once, and
Which
And at the end,
happened.
when you were out, they called your name up towards the end when you guys left.
Oh, but I sang.
Again, they only called it again.
Oh, they called it up again?
Yep.
they said Joe
Huh.
and Danny or something. Did you make one with
Yeah.
Danny?
Yeah, we were gonna do
Mhm.
Poison.
Ah.
Yeah. That is
Oh,
what
well.
it is.
But yeah, so
Y'all ready for this
it
one?
was
Yeah, there was only one person in our whole group that didn't get a chance to actually sing their song until way later. They pushed them all the way
Who was
down. It
that?
was my sister's friend Daniel C. Another
Oh.
dude. Yeah, like he waited. He even stayed an hour longer than he had originally intended, just because he was hoping that they would play a song. And I was like, "Fuck, man, I'm sorry, man." I was like, you know what? For my 24th birthday, I had given the Brass Monkey KJ $50 to let me go up in front of everybody because it was packed, and he didn't. I never got my.
But
You paid him for
That's what
yeah,
I'm saying. Why
I
would
showed
you-
him. I was like, I'm gonna leave you this tip, man. You know, think about it. He was like, I'll see what I can do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
can
he
you
took
believe
you
that?
for your money.
Fuck that.
Yeah, that's why you never tip the DJ.
We are friends of the
DJ
community. Keenan,
tired of being PC. Fuck all the DJs out there.
Keenan,
Oh,
if a
my
DJ
bad.
ever
I'm
likes
kidding.
our podcast, we want them to be our friends.
And I'm friends with a couple DJs, but
We're
I don't
not
know
even
if
playing the actual game,
I
guys.
know.
Come on.
Okay, wait. There you go. I'm ready.
So
I'm
yeah,
ready.
that shit was fun. We were at the Brass Monkey in K-Town.
Shout out to Brass Monkey.
Shout out to Brass
The
Monkey.
brassy
in K-Town.
brass.
Oh, shit.
I'm getting only 1 coin. What the fuck is going
You're
on?
still winning. So slow and steady wins the race, Keenan. Jesus Christ. Oh shit. I lost
Jesus
all of them.
Christos.
Jesus Christos.
And now
Oh
I'm getting
my
all
God.
like, what
Yeah.
the fuck?
Philly won this one. Fuck you, Phil.
Fuck this game.
No, but
I
that-
kicked
Fuck
that
DJs.
you know that shit was fun. Your sister came from out of town. You know,
That's right. She was super.
Sam was out here
Shout
from
out
out
to
of town.
Sammy.
That was
Yes,
dope.
thanks for not stabbing me, Sammy.
So most people don't know this, but my sister's a gangster.
She is.
Straight up
Not quite
OG.
literally, but she is an OG.
Yeah.
And
And we had a good time at the
Weirdly
Denny's
enough, yeah.
afterwards because we stayed up at Denny's till 3 a.m.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Dude,
It was pretty bad.
I mean, that's
that
pretty
Denny's has changed,
time,
man.
Which
It
one?
has. The
'Cause-
one, the Wiltern. By the,
By the
Oh,
Wilson.
really?
oh, we shouldn't be giving
Like
props
for
to these. Don't go to the Denny's at the Wiltern.
Wait, for the better or for the worse? Or
Well,
what are we
no,
talking
it's
here?
Novel Cafe used to be there, but now this new bar is there.
Yeah, right.
And it's populated by some of the youngest people in the game. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
really?
And I don't know. I just it just looked like maybe I was just bitter because I don't know. I'm sober and everyone in the city that night was drunk.
I was not drunk, Philly.
There was even a guy as we were pulling into the parking lot who was so drunk.
Yeah, he got on top. You didn't get on
He
top
was-
of my car, but he was.
He was like leaning on Keenan's car as he was walking down the
and
sidewalk.
and he was asking me for a ride, and I was like, "What? I ain't no Uber.
it was
Be like,
pretty.
yo, player, you got it back.
I know 1950s are over, man. You can't just ask
Yeah.
a black guy for a ride. It's fucked up."
Wait, I thought a black guy couldn't ask for a ride.
Whatever.
You guys remember that Chappelle skit?
That
where-
got quiet. Like, wait,
Yeah, you guys remember that
you're
Chappelle
calculating
skit?
it in your head, like, wait, is
don't
this right?
Keenan
I
was
thought I
like-
phrased it properly.
Keenan was like, how do I move on this?
How do I
Am I
move on?
picking-
Hold on,
I'm
okay. Let this Keenan's gonna get 5. I call it
Bro,
right now.
I'm
His,
waiting.
his dice.
Hey,
Hey,
I got
moving
6.
on up to the east side.
I don't even
What
know where
they
the
don't
star.
know?
Where's the star at?
Don't show.
Okay, wait. So do our listeners have any idea where we're going so far?
What I
with this?
told? Oh, you mean as far as our
So
dialect?
so your birthday, my birthday. It's been a crazy set of weeks.
It's
Yes.
been a crazy set of weeks, you know, like
and we're still gotta
it's
pay
been a-
taxes.
Yeah, I know, and we still
Oh,
gotta pay
I
taxes. God
forgot to
damn
do
it.
that. I got to file my taxes. I usually get
I mean,
like
you
$2
have until
grand
April
back.
15th.
I know, but this whole
He's like,
government
but I'm trying
thing.
to get this money
I know.
before the government shut down.
Do you know how many lap
You're not gonna
dances
make
I
it.
can get?
You're not gonna make
Oh
it.
God, Keenan, you just put it out there.
You're not gonna make it because the government shut down. Is
Wait.
supposed to go back into effect on the.
So
15th.
you mean I'm not going to make it? Like I'm not going to get my money back?
No, you won't get your money back. It's not enough time. Like if you submit tomorrow, it's not enough time because if the government shuts down again on the 15th of this month, you're not gonna make it on time.
So
you'll have to wait for until the government reopens for you to get any returns.
Because even if you file it, they're not going to process anything during the shutdown. Can you believe that? That
shit happens.
Expletive deleted. Deleted.
This is what I'm talking about when we were arguing about Americans and how
penis.
Oh
no! I did it.
Really almost spit his drink out.
We are a friend of every community of the world. Matter of fact, we are the United Nations of podcasts.
We're not going to burn any bridges here, buddy.
No, I'm saying
no racial slurs.
We had a well, yeah, that's not gonna. I'm gonna.
Of course, Keenan. Of course. What's that supposed to mean?
But anyway, back to Joe. No, we had a strong conversation about how strong
the bridge was breaking in Keenan's. Is that your character?
No. Why are you automatically assuming the brown character?
What?
And the fucking
brown
Philly?
Shit stain, the brown Hershey stain.
Yeah, what the fuck? Talking about no racial shit.
Oh shit!
That's where the star was at.
They just got 2 star. Oh no, they don't have enough coin. Dope. Oh,
I was just there.
So to fill in our listeners,
I went the wrong direction.
To fill in our
This game is
listeners,
horrible.
the computer just got ahead of all of us. And
no, they almost did.
They almost did. We couldn't buy the star
because Mario Party is a 4-player game right now that we're playing, and we included 1 computer player because there's only 3 of us on this podcast, and it's 420 right now.
Hey.
Sorry to say that, but you know.
No, you're not.
Does anybody really know what 420 really means?
Yeah, it's Hitler's birthday.
And yet there are countless. What's going on here? I'm not seeing these visions.
Oh, I got it. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Ah, that's pretty dope.
My control isn't doing anything. Oh,
there it is.
Oh,
hey. That's pretty tight. Okay, so the purpose of this game,
get them all out,
is to get like you got a jar.
Shit, Joe.
You got all the jelly beans out.
I got it. Come on. Hey.
Okay, so the point of this game is to get all the jelly beans out of a jar, and since the Joy-Con has motion sensors,
you have to tilt it.
You have to tilt the
accelerometer.
You have to tilt.
I'm really considering putting a picture-in-picture version of like the games.
Wait, what is this? Oh, it's just showing us.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, we already started. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
This isn't fair. This game is going to be hard.
No, it isn't. It's only going to be hard if you allow it. Holy shit. Come on. Here we go. Hey, okay. So we're boom. Oh, I got second.
You got Philly's Super Saiyan over here.
Super Saiyan mode. Fucking it. Oh, God.
Tilt it back. Towards your mouth. There it is. Get it out the hole. Damn it, Philly.
Okay, I'm sorry, listeners. I'm just really mad right now.
Philly is not a good port. He's a poor sport.
Wait, what I really was hoping to say before we got into that was that
he's turning Super Saiyan right now. Philly got the veins coming out of his.
Why isn't this working?
So the idea is that me and somebody else, it might have been Ray, I don't know who it was, but we were on the podcast, sorry Ray, where we're talking about how we don't feel Americans will get angry enough to start like doing what happened in Paris and like really going after the government, saying you got to change or else we're going to take this country away from you. And
Keenan's talking revolution.
Hey,
I'm just saying.
I'm with it.
Hey, the revolution will not be televised.
I'll back up my brother for whatever.
It will be podcasted.
Yeah. No, the idea is that, and I'm really concerned about this because there's so much messed up stuff that happened in the personal community, in the state, in the city, and then federal that people are upset and they'll protest, but then nothing comes out of the protests where, okay, I hate to put this in a very sexist manner, but I just want to use this as an example for 2 cases. One, the black,
you want to excuse yourself?
Yeah, I want to do because I'm about to say something stupid.
He's like, I don't mean to be racist.
I'm not say racist. No, the 2 major protests that happened, the Black Lives Matter one, and then the Women's March. Yes. After those 2 major protests happened, literally black people still got shot by cops, and we still have a huge amount of sexual harassment and
I see what you're saying.
Disrespectful of women, even after major people come out. Yay, we're protesting, treat us better. and then nothing happens. And it's like, and it may not happen like direct, but I didn't feel a significant change on the average of these two quote unquote movements happening. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if Americans will really, because what I heard in Paris, a lot of people banded together and put roadblocks, and they wouldn't allow people into their work unless they're part of the protests. I don't think we'll ever get like that. Somebody will have to try and take over our country for us to actually stand up like that.
I think I like where you went with this. Now, I think that yes, you're partially right. Only because one of the huge reasons it's going to be harder for it to happen is that we're such a vast country that like major cities, like these things usually happen in major cities. Now you have to also consider the size of a specific country. So that's why it looks like there's a bigger impact, because the country in itself isn't as big. So you get
I see what you're saying. So you're saying
more concentrated protests,
Okay.
Yes.
Whereas California is this big...
like whereas California is a big state, big city, but also part of a bigger country. So someone across
Won't
the
give a
country isn't going to give a fuck about your plight.
Right.
So
what would it take for the entire country to rise up?
I have a suggestion, and you tell me where I'm wrong. Number one, Rules for Radicals by Saul D. Alinsky is something everyone who's ever interested in a revolution should ever read.
Well, I'm not starting a revolution in this podcast.
He's like, whoa,
I can see the red dot going up back already.
The reason I say that is because Saul D. Alinsky had the reputation so strong that even if he didn't plan a protest or anything,
they do it for
him just showing up to a city would rally his troops. That's how crazy this guy was.
And then they took him out, right?
There's a reason he's not taught about in schools. And
is he still alive?
No, but his book is.
How did he die?
I have no idea.
Yeah, see,
no, of old age. Of old age. He lived well into his old age.
I think they forced that old age or something. They put like an old age pill in his soap or something.
And
anything could happen.
And
I know.
While protests are good and they have their purpose, I think that protesting is the equivalent of you being a 3-year-old who was scolded by your parents and you threw a tantrum and they were like, okay, we acquiesced this time, sort of. But then once it was over, nothing changed. They still ran shit. And if you want to get to resolving issues that really do relate, I think you have to really take more interest in public office. That's just how it is. Because at the end of the day, where does the change actually happen? Within the system. That's the only place it ever will. If you don't hit the source code, the web page is going to stay the same. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's true. No one is going to give a fuck that much.
Yeah, nobody, like, we're just too big a country for, so the only way it works is that all major cities have a protest, whatever, at the same exact time.
If our luxuries like Wi-Fi are taken away and taken down.
See, that's what the trippiest part is. Like, it's not about us treating each other in a bad manner. It's something technological that is very minuscule that's really going to fuck us over. Like, for some reason, cell phones don't work anymore. Then we all go up in a big...
I don't think it'd just be technological. It could be a myriad of things.
I just don't think it'll be anything racial or...
And that's the unfortunate part, because, okay...
No one will get worked up enough,
Yeah, chances are they wouldn't, but also...
You take our luxuries away, though. Wait a minute.
I'll give you an example of why I don't feel we're... As far as the people who want to rebel and the people who want change to happen, I'll give you an example as to why we're not there yet. I feel the reason is, I'll give you the example is that, Cianan, you just mentioned the whole Black Lives Matters and what was the other one? The Black Lives Matter.
Oh, and the women's march.
And the women's march. Okay.
What?
Now,
rotate like you're on the pedals.
Yeah. Now, the Black Lives Matters and the Women's March. Now, you also know that we're big on immigration, right? Especially here in California.
Yes.
We have a huge... Now, Labor Day is taken as the day of the worker and all this. Right. Now, recently, and I'm going to segue into another thing, but it's all part of the same conversation. Recently, there's this whole thing about 21 Savages, right? How he's been deported, how he's British, and
I heard about that.
Yeah, how he's British and ICE picked him up, that he got deported. and now there's a huge outcry by the hip hop community about ICE has to release 21 Savage. ICE has to do this. He
But
doesn't
they didn't
matter.
care about it when the kids were locked up in Mexico.
He has 2 kids and shit. But okay, where was that same intensity when all these families were being separated from,
Exactly.
at the border or getting picked up by ICE, or the father that's been here for 20 years gets picked up by ICE for whatever reason, but he has kids that are in school that have, tuitions, that have all this stuff.
Yeah.
Where's the same intensity for a fucking rapper?
Yeah.
I don't know him personally, but I mean, from what I've seen, he's not really the role model,
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm trying to say. But you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And that's why we can't win. That's why we can't win, because we're so separated on our movements,
our
views that
our values.
The moment that that one thing happens that kind of relates to another movement, you're kind of showing your true face, because you didn't support one movement, but yet when it happens to you,
then you're all full force.
Now you're full force.
Yeah.
Like
that's my pothole theory.
Dude, how many?
The pothole theory is a theory. Keep that in your brain. I'm just gonna let you know real quick.
Yeah.
The pothole theory is there's 2 people. One lives on another block, but they're within the same neighborhood, but 2 sets, so parallel streets. One guy gets a pothole in front of his house, and he's complaining to his other neighbor. These potholes, guys, crazy. The other guy who doesn't have the pothole just comes up with solutions for the other guy to not have so much of a big deal about it. Oh, take another street, go this way, do this thing, talk to your congressman, make them get fixed. Nothing happens. The guy keeps complaining. Eventually, the pothole gets fixed, but then there's another pothole on the guy who didn't have it before. And then now he's complaining constantly and not doing all the things he suggested to the other person to do to get it fixed. And then the guy who had his pothole fixed repeats the same thing back to him, and it's just this back and forth.
Once you're under the power of the situation.
That's the pothole theory.
So we need to fix that before we can even talk about a revolution.
Yeah.
Because if we can't agree to unite with our own individual views and fights, then we're not going to win the big fight.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that they're neighbors. They're in the same hood. They're on the same
all
street.
Exactly. We're all in the same, like, we're all
shithole
fighting
together.
against the same system.
The man.
Yet we can't seem to just agree and say, fuck it, I'm going to fight your fight if you fight my fight.
Right. Right. And it so boggles my mind amongst the minority community, especially between Black and Hispanic.
Yes.
It's so mind-boggling.
I mean, it's crazy to me that on a larger scale, yes, within our own individual groups, yes, we do say, Black and brown, let's do it, love.
Right.
We all love, but in the grander scheme of things, we're still far removed from it.
Yeah.
Still far removed from it. We it's going to be tough for us to get there, for sure. For sure. It's going to be tough.
What are your thoughts, Philly, on people?
That's dope. You just made all 6s. Your dice is now all 6s.
Yeah.
God, fuck you.
The one that was all 6s and 7s.
6s
I remember
and 7s,
there was one that was like 9. I have to get.
Oh, you get to choose 6.
Yeah.
There it is.
Okay. There was one that said 9. I thought I saw 9. But
yeah, we need to get there before we get anywhere. And I mean, this is none of our business podcast. We don't know. I don't know.
That's the beauty of it.
We don't know.
But should certain things be our business?
Well, there is the eternal American question: what should be our business?
Yeah,
it's almost a luxury to be able to even think of these things.
It is in and of itself. Yes, I agree with you.
And
fuck you.
And I got 30.
He's
gold
gonna
coins.
get it. He's gonna get it. You got a star.
10. Nice.
You only
I thought it was
spent
30.
10.
And then keep in mind that years ago, during the age of the Inquisition, people had
that
to
was a tough time.
People had to create secret societies to do what we're doing now.
Shout out to Freemasons.
And to make it even more miraculous, we're doing this on a public platform.
Yes.
This is essentially what Freemasons would do when gathering.
So history always repeats itself. The only thing that changes is technology.
Absolutely. And the liberties of how to utilize that technology. Because when writing first came into the picture, most of the major religions wanted to control writing so they could control thought.
And that's why we hate religion.
That's why we have the Bible, bro.
Because they tell you what they want you to know.
No one's gonna stop us for having our views on this right now.
On
because
this podcast,
I feel like we're not at that scale yet.
Yeah, we only have like 5 listeners.
Let us fucking keep talking. Let us fucking keep talking. Our streams keep getting better and better every fucking month.
Yes, thank you everybody for that.
Hey, thanks.
Let people
thanks to
know.
all the
Tell your
listeners,
friends.
for
Tell your
sure,
coworkers.
because
tell your
We're
mothers.
closing in on 800 listens.
Ooh. Oh, we're gonna get 1,000.
Yeah.
That's gonna be great.
That's fucking.
That reminds me. So someone, a dancer, told me how to gave me an idea of what we can do with the podcast. And let me pitch this to you. And this is for the rest of everybody out there. But
Would you like to hear?
Yeah. Well, what do you think about giving away gifts and generating customers by saying, "Hey, we have some gifts we want to give out. Tune in, subscribe.
Man,
respond back."
Spending on those shit for the fucking.
Oh my god! Okay, we are a friend of the gift giving community.
The gift giving community.
No, I have a bunch of I have a bunch of Starbucks gift cards that we can give away, and we put up like a little game or challenge. Hey, guess what game we're playing, or guess what we're doing, or something like that.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, they are not.
No, I'm listening.
I'm doing a bad
listening.
pitch. But the idea is to
Social media contests.
Yeah. And I was like, we'll see the dancers like studying business and marketing
Of course,
at a
man.
community college.
Is this
nearby.
like
So you're giving her dollars for her advice. Hey, keep doing it.
She said,
Keep
if I were
doing it,
you,
Keenan,
I would
keep doing it."
diversify my portfolio.
You gotta diversify your portfolio, Keenan. He's like, want a lap dance?
Wait, why is it me versus all you? Do I get a bigger suction?
Keenan.
But yeah, so what do you think about that? You want to give away some gifts to our listeners?
That's a cool idea. Hell yeah, I think that's a cool
It's
idea.
definitely worth a shot.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You know,
For
if it's
sure,
gonna
yeah.
give me across the road, I'll take a shot in the mouth. Wait, what? You guys don't remember the George Carlin joke?
Nah, I can't say.
Jay and Silent
But
Bob
no,
Strike Back?
Oh.
We won this one for sure. We
You
won
did?
this one.
No?
Yeah, absolutely.
No, you didn't.
We did.
We'll see.
We
right
fucking won
now.
it. Eat a dick.
And the winner is
Bag. Secured the bag. We secured the bag.
Ah, son of
Wait,
a
ready?
bitch.
Ready?
Yeah.
Oh, what
Yeah.
the fuck?
Hey.
I'm not having to do this. That's some bullshit.
He said, "Oh shucks."
Wait, yeah.
So-
So I was saying. So what was I saying? I was talking about gift cards, something like that.
Yes, about contest.
Social media giveaway contest.
Okay. Now there was something I interrupted you on.
Wow, I can't.
And
I
I told you to keep it. And I switched subjects like 8 times. My bad, Philly.
No, it's okay.
Well,
This
we'll-
is the None of Our Business podcast.
We'll re-listen to
I know.
podcasts and try and remember
What
you
we
said.
do. What
Yeah.
we do is up to us.
To the podcast.
To the podcast.
To the podcast.
Hey,
Clinkety
whoa.
clink.
But you've been going to this club to meet this dancer for some time now.
Oh, it turns out she's a bad dancer, by the way. All you
Whoa,
dancers
whoa,
out
whoa, whoa, whoa,
Got it.
whoa, whoa.
all you dancers out there.
She's
We
a
are
bad
friends of the
dancer. Hey,
dancer community.
Miss Lady Dan, does she know about your podcast, Keenan?
She knows about it.
She's
but I
gonna
know
listen and she's like, that motherfucker. Dancers are now $30.
Well,
Ooh-wee.
I'm just saying, if she does listen to it, do not talk in the lap dance BIV booth. Just dance. No, I'm just being mean. I'm being mean.
Wow.
That's the
I
view-
didn't take you
I-
for that kind of man.
I wasn't here on the last
Keenan.
podcast, so I gotta bring back all my
All your
my
absurdities?
mean things to.
I'm trying to fix this guy.
No,
But-
no, she was good.
so
She was a
wait.
good dancer.
So I think you had mentioned a while back in the past that you had actually like seen a girl. No, you were talking to one of the dancers and they told you that they used to just like work at a regular
Yeah,
place.
you'd be really surprised the normal jobs that a lot of these ladies who are at bikini bars, strip clubs, and stuff like that
used to work.
have or used to work. I literally met one because once you go to them long enough, you just start having conversations. You get bored with seeing them nude.
Oh,
So
what?
Wait a minute, Keenan. We need to have a bigger conversation here, Keenan.
We really do.
anyway,
How are you just gonna get
bored? No, wait, shit.
So you.
Yes. It's that weed you gave me, Joe. No,
That's not the weed, and I didn't give you shit. So fuck you.
It's PCP. Sherman.
I didn't
Hennessy.
I didn't know you like to get
Get
wet,
wet.
Keenan.
So it
No,
is
after school special?
fascinating.
Yeah.
It is fascinating that people used to have regular jobs and then I don't know if they fall into hard times or they decide, you know what? It's just money.
A lot of it's not hard times. A lot of it is like they just want to make some extra income. Some of them actually like doing it, and compared to other, you can tell the difference between the ones who are there to like make some money, support the kids, the ones who are like, probably in college or something like that.
We're just with it.
Yeah, and those you have a lot of fun with.
Yeah, this is what we forget, that no matter what, it's still a job. It's a job, and some people actually enjoy their jobs. Like so we talk about stripping as if it's so demeaning and poor girls, but some of these girls actually want to do it.
Yes,
they want to do it.
They weren't forced. They weren't manipulated. They weren't. There's a friend told them about it and say, "Hey, I do this. You want to come try it out?" They try it out for a few days and they really get into it and they're back again. And yes, there are a few of those, with bad parents and weren't raised right.
Some of them, yes, maybe they did. They're doing it as a last means or anything. But it's like, damn, like some of them actually like doing it. Fuck you, Keenan. Fuck you.
So Keenan just fed Joe a poisonous mushroom. And Mario just laughed.
I hate you.
That's great. But yeah, you'd be surprised the normalcy
you got. Yeah, exactly.
That they
you
have.
gotta remember that it's still an individual's choice,
and they're people. They're people.
Yeah, and they're people. They're absolutely people. Like that's what you get, bitch.
What happened? Oh,
yeah.
And it's even crazier to think that at some point in time, in societies, European, Eastern continents and Western continents alike, Southern continents, Northern continents, that type of work was the only work a woman could get that didn't force her into being married to a man who would then own her and all her work, if she was an artist, a poet, as the husband's property.
Yeah.
Isn't that savage?
It's pretty rough. Rough.
I'll tell you right now, if I could,
you'd be
I'd probably be a Chippendales dancer. Yeah, why not? But
of course you could, Joe.
I'm of a certain body type. Then maybe
Magic Mike, Magic Joe.
I have the dad bod, where it looks like I used to be a fit guy, and then something happened. Children,
like the guy from The Incredibles.
Like so I could have been. I mean, I could have been. I could have been a Chippendales.
I could have been a contender.
And it's very interesting because kind of like if say for Joe doing now, like he works at a company that gets some money, but on the side he wants to make some extra money. You see him at this club, and it's like
nobody's gonna look differently on me for doing that.
No,
I don't know.
No.
So why would we look differently at women
at
for
anyone
doing the same thing?
Right.
Exactly. Like why? It's I don't, man.
It boggles my mind.
It's the social perception of the male body versus the woman body, and that's why the movement Free the Nipple is also out there, because it's the way we objectify things. And then
right.
if you see a guy, you're like, oh God, I wish I didn't see that, or women might be like, damn, whatever. But universally, we all look at the woman body and go, wow, I mean, comedians have even said, I don't care if it's tig old bitties, little titties, small old bitties.
The beautiful thing.
Tig old bitties.
Just tell you right now,
I like
buddy.
that word.
And obviously, it's definitely what's
what
this
are we
game?
doing? Teams.
Okay, yeah. So the premise of this game is that
going on?
your delivery service. So you have to get the material to your delivery truck,
but
ASAP.
before the drone does.
But before the drone does, when I'm the drone.
Fucking
so,
well, somebody help me.
I have great control over these things. So
wait, can you use the drone if we have it in our hand?
No.
Okay, so you can't steal
take
it
away from you.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
So yeah, there you go. You got the idea right there.
Yeah.
Boom.
Are we seriously being rewarded for doing work on a video game?
I know, right?
Okay, guys, the game of this one is to remove the storage. And what if we're actually just controlling drones right now that are actually in an Amazon facility that Amazon invested in?
So the drone is controlling the drone.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
That would be crazy.
Why haven't people done that? Created video games that actually control drones.
That was a movie.
No, yeah, Ready Player One, right?
No, before that in the 80s.
Really?
Yeah.
What movie
it
was
was
that?
so popular. It was like, I think it was with Michael J. Fox. What is it called?
And what's the difference between that?
Was it Michael J. Fox?
Is that if we don't want to do it, I guess we don't have to. But since it's just a game.
They did a remake of it with Harrison Ford. No, wait, no, it was that was Ender's Game.
Are you talking about?
Not Ender's Game.
You're not talking about Blade Runner, are you?
No. Ender's Game was Harrison Ford was in Ender's Game. It was based off of books.
Am I on the blue side? Oh my god!
Oh, we're actually doing this. No. Fuck. What is the name of that damn movie? It was a popular movie too.
It was a popular movie. It was about drones.
No, it was about a kid who was playing video games that controlled.
You're talking
government.
about Flight of the Navigator?
No.
Ender's Game.
No, it was a title like that. It was a 2-part title.
War Games.
War Games. That was it.
with fucking Ben Savage.
I thought it was Michael J. Fox.
Or not Ben Savage. Fred Savage.
Fred Savage. Yeah.
Right. Wonder Years kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the name of that one. Yeah, no, it is War Games. It is War Games.
Yeah. And he was playing a game on a computer. Oh, we
Whoa.
tied.
We tied that one. Good job, guys. Good job.
But who does it go to?
Nobody. We probably get the equal amount of points, or we don't get any at all.
Oh, okay.
This is not a democracy.
We weren't deserving of it.
I'm protesting. I'm going to revolt.
We all get 5.
Here's a Molotov cocktail.
Here's a Molotov cocktail.
But yeah, so it's just really curious when you meet a lot of these ladies at these places, and you go when I see like a hot
when you see me on the
like
streets.
a person that's they don't have to be hot. They actually, they're good looking. But like you see a teller at a bank and she looks pretty good, there's a good chance that she's doing something on the side. From
I've heard
all the many places that I've seen.
Why does it there have to be something on the side that she's doing that? Why does it?
Because it's so crazy how normal of the jobs that they have that they do while doing these at night.
Oh yeah. Like they could be a nurse by day.
And I met one that I can't go too far with because.
And then all I gotta say is, "There goes my hero."
But she's part of a company, really big company, and she makes money, and I don't know why she does it, but like I said, she might like to do it. But she works at this company that my company was involved with her company at some point long ago. And when I mentioned it, she freaked out and was thinking that she was like they have spies everywhere, some crazy shit like that. So I was like, well, it's crazy. It's just trippy. I can't name names or anything because it's going to go too far. But it was just wild hearing the stories when you sit down and talk to people and their jobs and what they do. It's like, it's trippy. It
is pretty nuts.
Talk to bartenders and actors and.
So then let's look at.
You just never know what somebody else does besides what you think they do.
I always
on
wondered.
The surface, like that's crazy. Like if you walk around or you go to the restaurant that you go to every day, you never know.
Yeah.
Like you don't like you think a person just by visiting their workplace
or their Instagram.
Instagram too. And then Instagram doesn't show you the full fucking story.
I mean, shit. All of our friends at Philly's places, they could be into some BDSM shit. We don't even know it.
You don't know.
Yeah.
Wait, why's it got to be my place?
I'm just saying.
What about your place?
What about your place?
Oh, my place. I have to clean it. I got all these chains and whips everywhere.
Let's look at the other side of this, right? So then comes jobs that people are ashamed of, like working at a McDonald's or working at a Ross, and
which I try to hit on all the time.
I don't think you should
like
be
the Wabba girl
anymore. Like,
should anyone be ashamed of having a job?
Any job? Well, okay. Is there a job that you can be ashamed about?
That's what I'm saying.
Why? Let's see.
There is honor in labor. Like if you just see that as that's your, and you know what? No, not even. If you're comfortable, if you really love something, why hate on anyone? If they're really loving it.
Is that
if a teacher is teaching because they want to teach, regardless of how much money they're earning,
yeah.
Is that not successful?
I would think so. I'd like to think so.
The challenge is that most of us aren't living our lives doing the things we want to do. And even more challenging, most of us don't know what the hell we want to live our lives doing.
Even at age 30, 40.
And then the question is, should we even be living our lives to be doing something?
Okay. Now you just said that like at age
30, 40.
Now consider where were your parents at our age?
They were doing way better. I think they had, maybe not.
There is,
you don't know that.
They had a house.
Right. There's generational research that does show, though, that the generation prior to all of us, the economy worked out in different ways.
It did, yes.
And like owning a house was a lot more common then than it is now.
It was a lot easier.
Especially due to the house bubble, etc.
But one thing that I remember my mom was saying, my mom was saying something about how she wished she was taught about owning businesses and being entrepreneurship and
Of course.
passing that on to her kids.
Well, we all wish that.
Yeah.
We all wish that.
But a lot, I mean, mostly in our racial category, it's all about get a job and working, not about starting your own company.
Ownership is not something that is taught in homes that don't have some sense of ownership.
Right.
Because how could they?
Right.
Right. And especially, you're right. And then the question is it perceived to be unfair? What the hell?
So you gotta hit the glowing thing.
Is it unfair that some people start at level 6 while other families start at level 1? And what I mean by that is, can you really be mad at those people who were born into level 6 families?
You can't. You can't at all. You can't.
That's just a family
I used to feel that. I used to feel that way. Like, well, this fucking guy had a head start.
Right.
You know, like, but we can't even think of that because it's not that person's fault.
No.
It's not that person's fault that they had the head start. You know, that's just the way it is, and that's the way the cookie crumbles.
And what are you going to do now to make sure that your kids or siblings have a head start?
Right.
I mean, you can try, and we all have to live within our means, which a lot of us don't. A lot of us do not.
I definitely need to get better at that, man.
I mean, Joe's already going to have a head start with his kids because he's about to own a company.
Shut up.
In 2 years.
No, I'm not.
That conversation has definitely not happened prior to this. I just want to let that be known.
He's just tossing
love-
words around.
Kenny just loves putting Joe on the spot with shit that Joe was like, I never even said that.
A lot.
Kenny's like, yeah, but deal with it
gives
now.
me great joy to treat people like shit.
Kenny reminds me of Dr. Evil.
Because I'm so nice. I'm too nice to everybody. I got to be mean sometimes. And the times when I am mean, it's so mean that people like.
Well, you know, we haven't even been playing the actual game.
I know. I was waiting for somebody to say yes.
Oh, yeah, we're ready.
Yeah.
Why don't you love me? Because you're not quite evil enough. You're quasi-evil. You're the butter, the margarine of evil. Only 1 calorie, not evil enough.
Come on.
I just saw Austin Powers the other day. I got to say.
We were punching it.
What is your all-time favorite comedy movie that you could throw on and it'll always make you feel better about life?
Trading Places.
Trading Places, really? Oh, Coming to America.
Yeah.
Well, he said comedy movie that makes you feel good about life. Trading Places easily.
Coming to America makes me feel good about life. Every time I watch
Trading
it.
Places.
Coming to America.
Trading Places.
Would you consider?
You want to start something on the podcast?
Okay. Here's a question: would you consider Coming to America a spiritual successor to Trading Places?
Oh, fuck! All right. Fuck.
So are we kind of following the same storyline? Because you know what the fuck I'm talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
all right.
So
Fuck you, Joe.
here's a hypothesis: given that movie, like, and how important is mental health in that direction? Have you ever heard of someone doing this? Because this is a suggestion that's been made in writings everywhere, and hardly anyone ever follows this. But if you think of yourself as an alchemist, kind of like the Full Metal Alchemist, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to trade something in order to get something,
right?
But it also depends on what materials,
exchange,
and then it depends on what materials.
Somebody went to college,
and it depends on what materials you're using to exchange, right? You can't get an apple from an orange or an orange from an apple,
right?
Right. So how often do we make moves under a judgment that is negative? Like it's one thing to have negative feedback, it's another to have negative judgment. So you start with negative energy and then you invest that. Remember, we talked about thought in the previous episodes, and you invest that into an action. No matter what it is you're doing, you can't get an apple from an orange or an orange from an apple. So in some way, it's going to have that essence. Just like when a painter makes a drawing, part of that painter's essence is in that drawing.
Yeah, because he's never going to be able to fuck you, Keenan. He's never going to be able to replicate that same drawing or painting again.
And it came to life from his essence, his vision, his thought.
No, you're right.
So how many of us actually take the time to align ourselves with a sense of like a movie or some positive energy before we go and make moves? What we usually do instead is we go, oh shit, I got to do this thing and I got to do that thing. And then we get caught up in that whole full of anxiety. And that's what we inject into our movements and out into the world. And that's why it's like people say leave work at home kind of thing.
Okay.
I mean, leave work at the office and leave home at home.
That's that's one of the hardest things for me to do, just because,
certain jobs have certain natures.
That is true. Yeah.
And yet still, even within that scope, there is moments where you can take a second and align yourself with a movie or with a song or something that gets you hype, where you get back and aligned into the right kind of energy.
Yeah.
That can really inject a level of, you can either serve Gatorade or serve water to a seed, Which one is better?
cocaine.
Hey,
Cocaine.
Gatorade.
It's
has
what plants
electrolytes.
crave.
It's what, it's what plants crave.
It's got lots of electrolytes.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah.
Stupid.
So without getting too esoteric,
Yeah.
it's something like how many of you have actually taken the time to practice it? There have been days where I was so fear-ridden that I had to just sit down and do that before I could make any movements. I had to get myself right. And yet we have so many micro moments throughout our days where we allow little anxieties to inject into our lives. And it's not right.
Mm.
Wait,
So,
what?
how important are blowjobs in a relationship?
Oh shit!
You know what? Probably one of the more important
Let's segue
things.
into that.
And you know, yeah, that's a good one.
I mean, it depends on. Okay.
Wait a minute.
Do you want me to give you an example?
I'm not even sure how.
I was like, wait, how do I answer that? How do I answer that?
All you hear is zip.
Okay, I think it depends on how important it was to the relationship to begin with. Like, did your relationship start with that? Did your relationship start with head? Like it was a foundation of your relationship. Like right off, no.
This is a pertinent question.
Seriously, right off the bat, what was your relationship already like? Was it a thing? Was it already known that y'all?
Did you
y'all
have
did
to
it?
ask for it?
No. Okay, so here's the thing. I had some of the best situations where, and this is where I propose the question is that it was not a big deal. You know, I would be somebody would, you know, they would go down on me and I would immediately go back and down on them. I have no problem eating someone out. It's just that I get a lot of dualities where I hear a bunch of women on either they're calling in on radio stations or they're telling me personally how they don't even like it. A lot of them don't like oral sex. And then I'm
Do
not
they
sure.
give their reasons why though? Some women are uncomfortable with their bodies, and some men just don't know what they're doing.
There's many reasons, and I'm not sure about. Well, see, the most I get is that not just the most statements I get from women is that the guys don't even do it at all.
Yeah,
and I do
that's
it
a
all
problem.
the time. I'm like, why don't you not do it? Like,
I could be. We could all be. So here's the thing.
Yeah,
I've heard that most men don't know how to do it specifically because they watch a lot of porn and they think. And forgive me for not being able to explain this over the mic, but they think that you're supposed to like shake your head and have lots of like moments where
I
like,
use a lot of tongue for myself.
Right. Even like, but and they
To
think
all the
that
ladies out there, I use
actually
my tongue.
there's actually supposed to be space, even with the tongue, between the actual part of the mouth and the coochie.
I suck it like a straw.
Yeah,
So-
it should be eaten like a apple, rich with juice.
Yo, I eat it like fucking some baby back ribs. You just
He
get
licks his
in
fingers
there
afterwards.
with the fingers like, ooh.
He said, "I eat it like some baby back
No
ribs."
napkin.
You motorboat?
No
you
wet nap.
You motorboat that son of a bitch.
God.
You said you
Get in
motorboat
there
instead
just
of
like savagery. Like I'm a fucking Neanderthal getting their
He said
first meal.
Neanderthal.
Neanderthal.
Full
getting their-
throttle. Full Neanderthal.
He eats it like Kobayashi.
You ever been to Korean barbecue? My man.
No, but
No holds bar. One mouth, one vagina.
and see that's one of the reasons why I think hearing those stories made me with my girl. I have no like I'm doing this more often because I hear a lot of these stories and I don't want to have you be like a lost soldier. So I'm gonna go in and
Lost soul.
because I'm pretty sure
We'll make sure my mans know what's good.
the thing is
All the homies with me.
there's like two steps: doing it at all and then doing it well. The first step, doing it at all, is what I made sure that I was a part of, and she felt really good to have this dude in her life that has no problem giving her oral sex without wanting anything in return.
Oh,
That's
man,
a lot
that's
of the
most
stories.
important. You got to
Yeah.
be that dude.
Yeah,
Facts.
You got to be the dude that just is like, yo, I don't expect you to do it back at me. If you do, pleasant
great.
surprise.
but yeah, I'm trying to please
let me
you.
take care of you.
Yeah,
And I will take care of you.
doing it and doing it and doing
and I guess
it well.
it just
Wow.
depends on the guy you run into because maybe not all guys act like that. But I thought that
I can tell you right now, I am a huge advocate of oral pleasure.
And then fuck, where's it going with that?
Mm-hmm.
We had a whole good section about oral pleasure, and there was one topic I wanted to mention about that where
there's a lot of dead ass silence.
I know.
About this,
talking about oral pleasure. It's like,
he's trying to figure out what he wants to say about oral pleasure. Like,
and so I think I found the clitoris.
I like vagina.
Well, I actually heard you're supposed to. There's like a new device that actually sucks on it. Like it's supposed to like suck on it.
So bringing toys into the bedroom, are we? Frisky, are we?
I'm not mad at it. You know,
is that something that you guys are cool with? Like if you use a toy on your lady, like you're not intimidated?
Anything for her pleasure.
Okay.
Although some girls probably just aren't into it.
Yeah, I never got the opportunity to use toys. It was mostly used on me.
Whoa, wait, what?
Anyway,
hey, I get it.
Topic.
I get it. I'm with you, brother. I am with you.
Oh, that's right. I just remembered that podcast you're talking about. Yeah. Joe takes it in the ass.
Oh,
I didn't say that was never a. I never said that.
Hey,
now you're just going over.
What am I supposed to be doing?
Okay, you have to recognize the type of vibration that they do, and then you choose that vibration.
Wow, all three of these vibrations,
I don't fucking know.
I'm picking up good. Oh wow.
But as we're drinking,
you're drinking. I'm not drinking. I'm casually sipping.
Drinking.
I'm casually sipping.
Okay.
We had the same amount of drink.
Booze? I think you put the same amount of
start. No, I didn't. Of course
okay.
I didn't.
You were about to sing. You were going to serenade me. Serenade me.
Start spreading the news.
Yeah. There's a quick topic that we probably should shout out for.
No.
Oh yeah.
That just reminded me of the fucking frog from the WB.
Oh yeah.
And the WB reminds me of the beginning of black representation in network television
for the frog.
In network television, because of the frog. They had the Wayans brothers. You know, like the WB was one of the first networks to actually have like a better representation of like the African American culture, the black culture, the hip hop, and all that shit. I feel like they were one of the pioneers. I mean, along with UPN. UPN was definitely in there. But as far as like starting, I think it was. I want to say it was WB because they had the Wayans brothers, and then after that, UPN came out and they started having
with
like
the Jamie Foxx show.
Yeah, they had like Brandy. They had Brandy show. What was it called?
Didn't they also have Hanging with Mr. Cooper?
Moesha.
Or what was that on WB?
I think that was on WB first.
Hanging with Mr. Cooper. I mean, Fox did have In Living Color and Mad TV. But yeah, Fox may have not. Maybe they might have did that, but that was about it.
I just feel like I don't know. I feel like the WB was first. That's just me. I don't know. I could be you guys. I don't know. Filthy.
To be honest, man, I didn't get a chance to watch a lot of TV as a kid.
Oh, well, you're right. You're absolutely
but,
right.
From what I do recall, WB did have the frog.
Mm-hmm.
And I do recall it was one of my more fonder memories of childhood. And whether that's because I could relate to it more or what, or I don't know. All I know is that Mummy's Alive, Mighty Max.
But that was Fox, wasn't it?
UPN.
No, but Mighty Max started at Fox.
Yeah, that's true.
If I remember correctly, Mighty Max did start at Fox.
Yeah.
Why y'all following me?
I don't know. We should have probably followed him. The computer knows
Mighty
Max.
Hey. Yo, Mighty Max was dope, man. Now that I think about it, Mighty Max used to be super dope. I don't think it ended like it had an actual finale, right?
And if you think about it, the kid, there's a lot of esoteric like significance to Mighty Max. In terms of the hat, and I mean, if you were to have been a part of societies and shit, like there's a lot of things that you just go, wow. And it seems
Here goes
almost.
Phil breaking it down.
Oh man.
All right, so
I'm going to talk about the
titties?
fundamentals and a lot of esoteric meaning behind it. Listen.
But it's no different than everything else we watch.
We
No,
need,
you're right,
we
you're
need
right,
we need the same thing for me for Philly with all his philosophical shit. You guys need to tally of that and post it on Instagram.
Well, then we're going to have a whole show.
We'll make a drinking game out of it
There,
for everything I take
there
credit
have been
for.
full episodes of it.
It's just
That's why I like you around because you're my. I don't
rock.
get that enough. I need people need somebody who thinks in their group. You need at least just one.
tinkerer.
Just like a fedora. Only one dude with a fedora and one dude with a leather jacket. You just need one of each.
Oh, Philly being
shit.
PC. Philly
Okay.
being PC. That's not competitive.
I don't
See,
know.
I'm giving
You
Joe
should have hit
shit.
one of us.
Have you seen his score? He's first place.
He is.
That
You're
is
right.
true.
You're right.
Yeah.
But I'm not playing for first place. I'm playing for first of noob.
I'm coming after you.
Oh man.
We're doing well. We're doing well on this.
Cleopatra.
on the
coming
game
at
or the
ya.
podcast
Well,
or in
both.
life.
I can't say
Do you
that
guys
everyone's doing well.
Did,
in
did
life.
everyone here ever watch Kablam?
Idiac and Bob. Of course, I remember
Of course.
Kablam.
All I remember is the game.
You were never a Nickelodeon kid? Keaton?
I was all that.
Was
and
it a? Was
guts
it a? Yeah. it
and
was
salute your
Kablam.
shorts.
But it was. I think it was like a sister show to all that, wasn't it?
Kablam?
Yeah, Kablam, because they had to do like the animation and all the. It was like a variety show for animation.
I mean, I'm
and then
just
all
leading
that
all
was
this.
a variety show
Yeah.
for comedy. Like
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I
Actually,
thought that.
I went
So-
to the set of all that once.
Oh, that almost
you're
beats my
cool.
I was in the
Fuck,
audience.
That almost beats my story. I went to
He
the,
said that almost
oh,
beats
the
it.
way he did it.
That's
too.
pretty cool.
Like, okay,
But check
Damn,
this
Philly.
out.
I
The
was-
wag of the finger.
I was on a music video with Christy Knowings, who used to be one of the newscasters for all that. If I pick her up right now, you'll recognize her face. But she was cool, man. She's still trying to pursue music.
Okay.
Christy Knowings, man.
What the fuck? He got a second?
That's
Yeah.
why I threw the
God
poison
damn
at
it.
him.
No, but now he got
You
a
got a second character. You got a backup
character.
with the all fives, right?
Damn, cold blooded.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Cold
God
blooded.
damn. Oh, hey, just a quick thing. Danny suggested that we put a mirror right here behind us
so that they could see the
so
game.
that they could see
yeah.
the screen.
Oh, that. Yep. But everything's in reverse. You're gonna flip it on the
doesn't
program.
matter. At least they'll be able to see what we're reacting to.
Her. So this girl, the newscaster from all that,
Okay.
we were on the show. She had this like
Oh,
crazy
yeah.
music video concept. It was very Michael Jackson-esque, where like it involved Egyptian culture and
Okay.
all that and hip hop culture all at the same time.
Okay.
You recognize her?
Yeah. No, I'm sorry.
You really? You don't remember this segment of when she was a newscaster from all that?
Nah.
Damn, that's crazy. That's borderline equivalent of Amanda, please. Oh wait, what are we supposed to do with this? Oh, we can't.
So we have
actually
to
attack
collect
those
coins.
guys.
But we have
Okay,
to
so
dig-
this
it's
mini
like-
game, we actually have to collect coins.
Yeah, it's like a metal detector, and when you get to the right one, what the? And I got shit.
It's because I'm good at this.
Oh my god, I was just there. Don't ever play video games with Joe. Are you just doing it at random? And you just get it.
I'm just going. You know,
Oh,
what I mean?
I'm yelling. I'm sorry. I'm yelling into this mic. Just calm down. Woosah, Keenan. Woosah.
I win.
Joe is a punk ass bitch.
I forgive you. I
Oh
forgive
my
you
god,
guys.
whatever.
Somebody won, right? Oh, that's not even the actual game. Damn.
No.
it. Okay, so well, there you go. Here we go. Are you guys ready? Let's
That
go.
was just the
Joe's
warm-up.
ready to get it.
No, I
get
don't
his
understand
coins.
what the concept of this.
Well,
I
when
mean,
it vibrates enough, you dig and you get coins.
Yes. All you have to do is walk around.
It's
That's
like a
it.
metal detector. And then when you get when it vibrates high enough,
Yeah. All
Let
you
me
got to do
feel
is walk around.
is that it? Let me feel your hand.
Ah,
is it vibrating?
jeez. Why?
I'm. Oh my god.
so
there we go.
I'm confident our fans are not loving us.
Oh, right now?
Nah, come on.
No, okay. Well, I mean,
No. I say this to bring up a story.
oh,
There was feedback given at my birthday party.
name the names. Name names.
No. Our job is not
names.
to
Fuck
name
'em.
drop. And you know
coming
what?
after you.
Fuck them.
And it was
Even
one
if
of
they
the-
are my friends.
It was one of those moments where they were like, with all due respect, I've got a suggestion for your show. And Keenan was like, with all due respect, that's good. Thanks. I hope it goes well for you.
I hope it goes great on your show.
But you know what? it wouldn't be the same. It
Yeah.
wouldn't be the same. We have to ignore people.
Well,
What?
no, only partial. Okay, see, here's the thing. Can somebody join this damn game?
That's Philly. Joe wants to win.
So okay. The only reason I say that is because, we're gonna make the show what we want it to be, not what anybody else wants it to be. And if people like the show, then dope. If they don't have to. There's a plethora of other fucking shows that they could listen to, and we're going to do the show the way we want to do it, not because other people have suggestions, or not to say that we're never going to take other people's suggestions.
In other words, fuck you.
No, that's not what we're trying to say at all. No, that's not what we're trying to say at all. We just want to make sure that we make the show that we like, because the moment we stop liking it,
and we're doing it because people were like,
yeah,
we want you to do it this way.
It's not going to be our show anymore.
We will not.
Yeah.
We're going to stick it to the man.
That's my only thing, that the moment we stop liking it, the show isn't going to be as great anymore.
Okay.
Because we won't be doing something we love.
This ties
I
in.
love you.
I love you too, man.
Okay, why don't you two get a freaking room with a freaking laser, for
Damn,
God's
look
sakes?
at you son of a bitch.
So this
Do you
comes.
give or receive? Oh,
This comes into this
we'll
comes
roll
into,
the dice. Okay, sorry, Philly. Go, Philly. My bad.
This comes into creative control, right?
Right.
Uh-oh. He's about to go boss mode on us.
Have you ever
Yeah.
been in the studio or working on a project with someone where you make a suggestion
Uh-oh.
and no,
Referencing
no,
something?
because I've been in the studio with many of other people where I've recorded something and then I've helped them record and I've told them, oh yeah, that sounds good, but I think you should consider this.
Mm.
And then they're like, no, that's cool, but I'm going to do it my way, So
That happens a lot. That actually, like in recording,
With
that does happen a lot.
especially as artists, like
I
when
say
you're-
in anywhere, and even in my industry as
Yeah.
a technical designer, engineer, doing drafting and making building stuff and designing it on the computer, a lot of the project managers will be like, it should be done this way, and
Mhm.
only this way.
okay,
Yeah,
and
that's in all industries.
And then the question is, to what degree should we consider that okay? And to what degree should we say, well, if we're working together, doesn't my input count?
Well, how do you move forward if nobody agrees?
What is the best way to work together as a
Yeah.
team?
Yeah.
Do you think that without establishing a process, something like that is possible? Or is that a conversation you have to have ahead of time and say, look, we have to allow for this?
I don't know. You guys cornered me and they had to like
When?
He's talking about that day that Keenan said he wasn't mad.
And you thought I was mad at you?
No, well, okay, see, but that's only because fuck you. So,
Look, I never think people are a problem. I think the systems and operations that they're using are the problem.
Well, it's
Because
personalities.
most
and-
people are social creatures. There are A-type percentage, but for the most part, people want to be liked and they want to work together with people to some degree.
Mhm.
And it's only when the expectation wasn't set that things go sour. That goes for any kind of relationship.
What about us? I mean, if we start getting mad money, y'all gonna cut me my percent?
God damn it, this motherfucker just got another star.
Oh,
You guys thought I was crazy for giving the computer a poisonous mushroom, but you guys haven't been paying
I
attention.
know.
God damn it, Keenan, you've already poisoned me twice.
I
You could have
did.
been poisoning this
And
motherfucker
this is how we break up.
over a game. It just
You know
makes
what?
sense.
You guys
It
are just holding me
makes sense.
back.
I know,
You guys
it's
are
always
just
like-
holding me back.
We all start our own podcast.
Like, you know what? This is it. No more
The
noob.
holding
No,
me
we're
back
For
fallacy.
Keenan.
The
Yeah.
holding me back fallacy is so serious.
Holding me back. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're only holding yourself back.
And yet there are people out there who, when they're about to get into a fight, hold me back, homie.
Well, I was concerned when I joined, quote
Okay.
unquote, about.
Quote unquote. No, you did join.
Wait
What the
a
fuck you
minute.
talking about?
Wait
You said
a
I slithered
minute.
my way in.
No. God damn it.
Look
Keenan.
at how long Keenan holds these things in
This
for.
asshole.
Look it up, ladies and gentlemen. He said it on the podcast.
He'll never let me forget.
No,
Fucking
I was,
asshole.
but I was generally concerned because I always support you guys in whatever you do.
Oh, wow.
There it is. I
Here
hope
it
you guys are
is.
keeping your counter on. I hope you're keeping
Keenan
your
is
counter
taking
on.
credit right now.
But you gonna punch me out now? Is that it? What?
Oh,
What just happened?
slapparazzi. The more centralized something.
Oh, so we got slapped when we were doing it. Oh, that's hilarious.
I don't know what's going on,
It
but
is funny.
all I know is I like it.
That's funny. Oh, so as long as you hit somebody when they take a picture, that's
King of the Castle. That's what this is.
ah,
Ah, you guys are
How
all
did
up in
I
my
not
way.
get that one? Oh, whoever's centralized in the picture. That's what it is. Boom, I got it. What the fuck? Ah, Jesus Christ. All right, I'm ready.
All right, me too.
So,
yeah. Oh, yeah. So
how can teams really like? What? How do you build a strong team? Because what gets in the problem for most achievements in life is that people want to do shit alone, or they don't communicate with their team.
Kind of like the game we're playing right now, right? We all try to take the
selfish.
spotlight.
We want to take the spotlight here. How did I? Okay, cool.
That's hilarious. So this piece in Mario Party, ladies and gentlemen, is we're all in this circle, and we have to position ourselves in this photo. And the closer you are into the photo,
closer you are to
the higher the points. Yeah,
the higher the points. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Boom! Look at that. That's why we're yelling and having so much fun. But no, I was saying, like, I was very concerned, if I can be honest with this group, about me joining this podcast. Because kid you not, it is obviously super true. Joe is right. When I did the guest star on this podcast, I really was hoping that I could be a part of it somehow, in some way.
Now, see, you wanted to be a part of it, and you didn't necessarily have to be a part of the front side of it. You just wanted to be a part of it in general.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
See, I think the reason why we invited, it's not that I think it might be fact. I'm still thinking. No, it's fact. It's a fact.
It's okay. You're an in the moment personality. We did our test.
I
think you and Cianan are more in the moment than anyone else.
I think you had the best response of, like, as up to then, the people that we had on. That's not to say anything about the people who were on previous. Like, it's not to say that y'all weren't
without
dope,
feelings getting hurt.
Yeah, without feelings getting hurt. You had
in
the
the
best
background,
response. People vibed with you the most, so it just made sense for us. You're one of our best friends, at least mine.
And he didn't have any other shows that he was doing of his own. He
didn't have any other shows,
any other obligations that he couldn't mitigate to actually, because Cianan has a track record of contributions in general.
Just wants to be part of everything. It's just
pretty much,
general.
Which is why Cianan is able to take credit so many times.
That's all I have in life.
He has strategically positioned himself for success.
Well, and
but as elites, you have to do that.
Wow.
Friendship. Anyways,
he's like,
everybody hurts. Everybody hurts.
Oh my god.
Oh shit.
I was just afraid that my addition wouldn't be as awesomely dynamic and enjoyable. So I thought, I'm not going to be able to bring what you guys bring to the table, and then I was afraid that we weren't going to get along well enough, and then I would have to leave, or have to do something else, or
no,
I don't know.
Well,
we just don't take too lightly to your kind around these parts.
Shit.
We don't like your kind right here.
I don't want your life.
You get. No, I don't want your life.
Well, you know what? You bring up an interesting.
Is that understandable?
Point.
Like I was generally concerned, as friends as we are. It's like you guys have a good thing going. Now we're part of a team. This is almost getting like a business thing. Yeah. We had to worry about whether we're not having fun or not.
Right.
I think above all, that's probably, for me, again, it's my opinion. It's not your guys' opinion, but above all, as long as we continue to have fun on this show, then we should continue. There's no reason why we shouldn't be able to continue to do it. Right. As long as we have fun. Every time we get together, we still laugh, we still fucking joke, we still, and there's no animosity towards each other. Yeah. I think there's no reason why we can't have this go for 40 seasons.
And that goddamn 40 seasons.
This is why
I plan to live 30 of those, but I expect you guys to continue.
Damn.
I expect you guys to continue.
This is why I think it's working out so well, is that if the monetary aspect does happen, great. However, for each of us, it's not the main reason for us getting involved totality wise.
And this is kind of answering your question, or the question you presented earlier.
Is how do you build a team, and it's what's in it for them.
Yeah.
Right. Because if it's only that, chances are you won't enjoy it, because who knows when that's going to happen.
And oh my God, this motherfucker just got a 5th star. piece of. Oh, he did. Oh yeah,
No, he did it. He's gonna get it.
Motherfucking son of a.
You put it on hard, all right?
That's
As
true.
I should. As I fucking
Joe,
should.
expletive deleted. Expletive deleted.
I don't give a fuck.
So now, technically, we all should have been against the computer, the three of us,
I mean,
from the get go.
I'm the leader clearly here because I was the only one who saw the real threat.
Hey, but okay. But the great thing about Mario Party is that just because you're winning at the end of the game
Doesn't mean you'll win the game. Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna win.
You can steal stars from people.
you can steal stars. So just because he's up 5 and I'm up 3 and the rest of you are like below that doesn't mean that he's still gonna win.
Yeah, damn.
It's not about how you play.
Right.
It's not about whether you win or lose. It's how you play the game.
Oh,
Hey.
jeez.
And believe me, a player is playing this game.
So are you
Real player.
when you pose that question, does that mean you and yourself is asking kind of this group, hey, how should we interact with each other so that we don't lose our common interest, which is just the podcast?
It can be, obviously, because it involves all of us. It's not the original reason why I asked. The reason why
just in general, like how should
because of how common that occurrence is in all the groups I've ever been involved in. People see the thing that really drives this conversation is that I'm of the ilk that people's reasons will constantly evolve and change as they grow as people. And it's not often that that perspective is kept in mind when they wonder why they don't feel the same way they used to once, whether it's a romantic relationship or a business partnership or a creative project. Is people's reasons change. And if they don't communicate their needs, a person is only as needy as their unmet needs.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
And in a group, unless your needs are spoken for, you won't get what you want or have people be aware of what it is you want.
Right.
Okay.
And once everybody can put on the table, well, this is what I want out of it, we can all support each other's dreams. Kind of like an anime where they go, well, we know this was his dream. Let's try to help that.
And how much of that do you follow yourself?
That's the thing.
Ooh, okay.
Excuse the lip smack.
Come on, man.
The excitement is that
I'll do it all day.
how often does anyone live up to their true values? And how often is anyone really aware of their actual values that they have? A lot of people have values and they don't even know they have them.
Oh, that's literally the first question we presented to this group. And I would like to add something to that I should have added in the beginning was about, or what I was trying to hint to was about the value that other people place on yourself. So you can see yourself as super valuable, but somebody else might not see you as anything at all.
At all, period.
And so then what does that do to that whole, well, I have this high value of myself if nobody else has that same high value?
Right.
Like what, you're just going to be alone or by yourself. Like how do you counteract that?
That's a very fucking good question.
Yeah.
That's a very good question. And you don't know how. Motherfucker, you got me.
Yeah.
You don't know what the value, what that value is.
Yeah.
You're not.
Because I can agree with you on some aspect, but it's like Joe values himself pretty high, but I don't value Joe as high as he thinks he values himself. Where does that get us?
We're not going to know that. We just, as of now, we're just on a mutual understanding that we all respect each other.
Yeah.
To a certain degree, I mean.
Because I'm black, isn't it?
Guy.
You know, fuck. No, but I just meant for Philly's generic
whatever,
question in general, you know, and a lot of people do that. They look at other people and judge them based on their social background, financial background, all that stuff, and decrease their value or increase their value. Like even look at celebrities and stuff, how we idolize them, put them on a pedestal and stuff like that.
Right.
But then they want to see themselves as like, you know, just average as everybody else. So it's like, I don't know. It's
curious. And I think it's mostly curious because the tool of measurement that people use is always against themselves as opposed to against that person and what they've gone through, their rubric, right? So each of us is so unique and individual. I'm not saying we're all snowflakes, but it's true. Each of us, because you landed on the bad luck space, each of us is so unique in our own perspective that any kind of criticism or judgment we hold towards another has to be considered a relative judgment and not an absolute judgment.
You're going to get the star, just so you know. Yeah.
And the thing is that
God damn it.
it's that serious. It's a
what the fuck?
Yes. He completely missed the stop.
Oh, God dang it. Philly.
Yes.
So it's all about relative and absolutes, right? So a lot of our criticisms, judgments, and observations are done really in a relative space, and yet we take an absolute stance towards them.
Right.
And that it's like Einstein's quote: "Those who claim to know the truth will be shipwrecked by the laughter of the gods." How can your one observation be the entire truth of a situation? It's impossible. Because there's what you see, what Keenan sees, what Joe sees, what Keenan sees, and what I see. And all together, that would still be a relative truth.
Right.
Because the truth will always be so much sweeter. Hey.
All right, check mark for that philosophical. Mark that down.
Oh, you want to take the credit for that? All right.
Remember that time that
mark that.
Remember the time that Keenan was able to let us know that we should mark that one down?
Oh, God. All right.
Yeah, he took the credit for that, Mark. He was waiting for you to finish so he could say mark it.
You know what? That's not fair to Keenan.
It's just
I'll start my own podcast. Fuck you guys.
He's like, fuck you guys. I'm starting my own
The
podcast.
all of my own business podcast.
It is my business, bitch. That's going to be the name of his podcast. It is my business,
bitch.
It is my business, comma, bitch. My suit is a black nut.
Oh, man.
My joke landed terribly.
But I love it when it does because it's so horrible. It just makes me laugh.
Oh, man. Is a philosopher mind really a comedian mind?
Is it
I don't know.
a comedic one?
Why are we not knocking these down?
It could be.
All I want to say
It could be,
is,
though. It could be. It could
damn.
absolutely be.
Shazam.
And I feel that there has to be some comedy in philosophy for sure.
Absolutely. Some comedy in the drama and some drama in the comedy.
Yeah, for sure. You have to laugh at the serious shit.
All the King's Men. What?
You have to laugh at the serious shit, or else, what the fuck?
Maybe that's what life is all about.
Life is like a box of
Well,
chocolates.
there's laughter and tragedy. Isn't that like something that is a thing though, right?
Isn't it?
It's like my favorite song by Edgar Winter.
Of course, there's a favorite song. By
Frankenstein?
No, Dying to Live. You know that sample that the
Why
Tupac.
am I dying to live? if
Wait, are we
I
thinking of
am-
the same Edgar Winter?
Oh shit! What screen am I? Oh, okay.
Is there another Edward?
Yeah,
Winter?
it's the one who did the Frankenstein song and the Godzilla song.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know of this.
I'm not He might. Although I only know him for a
I don't
piano
know
song.
what you're talking. I have no idea what you're talking about.
No.
No, done.
All right. Well, I'll play it for you.
I think I know what song you're talking about. I just don't know if it's by Edgar
one
Winter.
quick thing.
Joe has something to say, everybody.
Yeah, everybody stop. Everybody stop. I just want to say fuck iTunes.
Fuck iTunes.
For
they
not
can't-
accepting.
Oh,
our,
they didn't?
just
'cause
for
we're
not
vulgar?
accepting our fucking our podcast. Yo, ladies
Fuck
and gentlemen,
Apple.
I know some of you have been wanting us to hop on iTunes. We have tried. They said they've rejected us because for whatever reason they think we're a test podcast, like they don't take us seriously. So I'll be first to say fuck
Listen,
Fuck
iTunes.
fuck Apple, fuck all of them.
I help people with podcasts for a living, and in the entire time I've ever produced podcasts for people, I've never had a podcast rejected.
Yeah.
Ever.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
Ever. The only times it ever rejected was because the graphic art was too small, and that happens immediately. You don't have to wait for a validation.
Huh.
So what they said was that the podcast had test material. And so what that could mean is one of two things. Either our description has our description has the word test in it, or from like an episode or
Damn it, that's a bad thing. So now you're gonna go to the star. Oh no.
Or-
1A.
or we played some music in one of the first episodes when we were still figuring it out, and it's on Apple Music or something, and they're like, it's a copyright infringement.
That's
Because we
that's
played it for more than
understandable.
20 seconds.
I don't think
But they
we
have
did,
to say
though.
that. They have to speak.
Yeah,
they have to make a
have to let
specific
us know.
statement.
Say, look, this is what you have to fix.
To
They
get
didn't even tell us what we had to fix. They just said,
No.
your podcast can't be on because your shit is a test. Like,
Yeah.
fuck you. We're not a test. We're real. We're
Real
real
people.
boys. We're real boys. Please. I just want to be accepted. I just want to be accepted.
This is real. Joe's really.
It's his podcast.
But we
Because
are on
Keenan-
Google Play now.
We are on Google
Yes,
Play
we're on
now,
Google Play.
so-
Yeah, shout out to Google,
Shout out to
Android.
Google Play. Oh, do we want to talk about? Okay, because we
Wait.
use Anchor's
Anchor.
Anchor as a
servers,
distributor.
right? We use Anchor as our main distributor. This week,
Same
hey,
team,
what's up?
friends.
Same teamsies. That was a good one too. Oh
Yeah.
shit, what just happened? But we use Anchor, and Anchor just got bought by Spotify.
Okay.
Spotify. So again, let me reiterate. Fuck.
Oh wait,
Yeah, come down, baby. Fuck.
right there. It's an eyeball.
Fuck
It's an
iTunes.
eyeball.
I
How
don't
do
know
we drop it?
What am I doing? You drop it. Fuck Anchor. Fuck Anchor. That should be it. Drop it.
I can't. You have to do it.
I can't.
I can't either. I'm pressing the button.
Oh, we have to wait for the timer. Okay. There it is. Okay.
Oh.
There we go. So now you got it. Okay, so fuck Anchor. Is that good?
That's as far as I can go down.
Okay. Boom. So I'm not fuck Anchor. I'm sorry. Shit. Fuck iTunes. Fuck iTunes. Yes to Anchor. Yes to Spotify. If you have Spotify, get with it or get the fuck out.
Yeah. Don't be little bitches.
Because now, just so you guys know, we are a part of the Spotify community.
Yay.
So leave us the fuck alone.
You're not a friend of the Spotify.
Wait, what are you
community.
doing?
I'm going
Go up.
down.
No, why are you going down? You're supposed to go up. This is the eye.
But his eye's not way up there.
Yes, it is. Look. Go up one more. Boom. Closer. Stupid ass. Come down a little bit.
God
Come
damn.
down a little bit. Boom, right there. That's it. Okay. So fuck iTunes. I didn't mean
Jesus.
that. I love you. Oh shit. See? Shut up, Keenan. God damn it. There
Fuck
it is.
you. Fuck iTunes.
Fuck iTunes.
We're.
What's up to Spotify? What's
I think
up
I'm gonna
to
write
Google
that.
Play?
I'm gonna write that on. Do a little Instagram
We
post
have
that
to.
says "fuck iTunes."
We have to because they're pieces of shit, man.
Yeah,
I don't see why they wouldn't have accepted or at least told us why they weren't accepting us.
dude. What if they give us?
they
Like,
just
what
were
they sue
very-
us now? 'Cause
They were
fuck
very
iTunes.
broad. No, they can't sue
Oh,
us.
okay.
Fuck them.
It just comes down to supply and
high
demand. I
five.
mean, there
Oh,
are
you can
over
high five.
5,000 podcasts being submitted today, and they don't have the customer service infrastructure
Well,
to
see-
actually provide proper
But
services.
none of them are as good
because
as the None of Our
because
Business
even though
podcast.
individual podcasting is monetized, like on our end, they themselves do not charge us to have our podcast submitted.
And I'm very appreciative of that. Absolutely appreciative.
But I just gotta say, fuck them
Fuck you.
anyway.
You know,
Because if I had to, I might as well throw some ducats to get us on there.
iTunes suck these balls.
yo, I just want us to be successful.
Steve Jobs.
And even if we're not, I'm not gonna be mad at it. I'm just, just not gonna be happy either.
There's definitely
Shy guy.
room for improvement in the podcast world, even in the sense of discoverability. It's hard for people to discover a podcast if you're not like a personal brand, like a celebrity already.
Okay.
It's the truth.
Really?
Yeah. It's not like Spotify is still working on an algorithm to properly, if you pay attention, they'll suggest to you music, but they're still not suggesting, hey, you listen to this podcast, you might like this podcast.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Because the context is hard. There's the Music Genome Project that offers you, you have
Wasn't that Pandora?
you have Discord. It started there, the algorithm, but it's on a bigger academic study. There's you like vamping vocals in your music, you like heavy drums, how do you provide that sort of context for an algorithm to be developed for podcasting?
Yeah.
Other than genre,
okay.
especially for one like None of Our Business. So discoverability is a big issue.
We
Still a
don't really have a
challenge.
genre because
We're all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is a good thing, bad thing? It's
It
okay thing?
depends. It depends.
I don't know.
I'd like to think it's a great thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're for all walks of life. We're a flavor saver for any type of flavor.
We're the model you in for podcasts.
I think so.
Especially for people who just want some good company while they're commuting somewhere.
Yeah, if you like the sound of my voice, feel free to call me at 555.
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
These days there is just so much music out there that I don't have any favorite songs anymore. I just have favorite genres, favorite styles of music.
I gotta disagree with you on that one, King. I mean, Philly.
Hey, what?
Hey.
What?
Well, both of you, because fuck you. I saw just what just happened to you, and I'm happy that it happened to you. But Philly, I have to disagree with you.
You still have favorite songs?
I absolutely have favorite songs.
So do I. But
Really?
but there's a lot of them. So I guess I put
it's
them in
not
the
the
genre.
same way it used to be though. You used to have like that favorite song. I don't have that anymore. There's just so much material that I absorb that I'm going for moods now, and it's almost easier for me to just open up a podcast while I'm driving instead of listening to a song.
Well, you can still
I can
do
get behind that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
that's what I'm getting at.
because I mean it's certain depending on the type of mood I'm in. It depends on the type of song I listen to. So I can understand that.
Because that's who we're competing with. We're not just competing with other podcasts. We're competing with Netflix. We're competing with the movie theater, and they're competing with us.
But there's also billions of people on this planet, and like you said, this 5,000 podcasts being uploaded. You have to compare that to the millions of people who probably just live in California alone.
And
compared
so
to the rest of
those
this,
800 listens have just become even more precious to us, like the downloads that we have. Because think of all the options people had, and they chose to put their time into that.
Which we want to thank you.
Yes.
We want to thank you guys for. Absolutely.
grab the biggest
Y'all are our favorite. We appreciate you, and I got the biggest one because I have the biggest one.
Wait, let me see that again. How did? Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is an interesting one.
Interesting.
It sounds like I'm gonna win again, of course. Just because I know area, I
dick.
understand area, so.
Oh, okay.
I got the wrong one.
Since you,
got the wrong
you just got the wrong one.
I see that I got the wrong one on that one.
I have seen the
Oh, yeah,
error
for
of my
sure.
ways.
Yeah, see.
Hey,
Keenan was like, "Oh, this ought to be
I know
easy for
shapes.
me."
I'm in math.
It's gonna be Philly or I, one of the other.
No, dude.
Yeah,
I got
absolutely.
you both. Look at this.
No,
Oh, god dang it.
Babe,
told you.
I got you, babe.
Fuck, I don't know shapes.
Hey, quick announcement, guys.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys wanted to announce this, but I feel like it's the right time to announce the Goomba's gonna get the big one.
Oh, I can't. So I can't even select which ones you got.
Next week. Next week.
Right.
Now, I know you guys have been on the edge of your seat because, maybe not, maybe I don't know, but for I don't know if you guys remember a couple weeks ago, I announced that we were going to be having our first female guest because the None of Our Business podcast is a friend of the female community.
Especially
we
Keenan.
love y'all, especially Keenan, because Keenan thinks he has a big dick. But yeah, we're gonna have our first female guest, and
Drum roll, please.
Oh,
this female guest is
Wait.
none other than.
oh, do you make it a surprise?
No,
Do
Okay.
we?
Okay.
Do we want to?
All right. Okay. Go for
I mean,
it.
you guys tell me. I'm with whatever you.
Joe
guys
seems
want.
really excited.
we
should let him
literally
announce it.
already brought it up.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Go
there's
ahead,
no
Joe.
way to not
Okay,
commit.
Joe's
So-
super happy.
Since that's the case.
Oh, God dang it.
It's gonna be.
So
I'll let Philly
geez.
do. I'll let Philly do the honors.
Joe, you're so excited though.
I really am, but I want Philly to do the honors because it's just right.
So we went ahead and asked the girl that I'm saying
Hey.
if she wanted to be part of the podcast, and Rachel said yes, enthusiastically actually.
Her name is Rachel. Rachel. See, we would have used the air horn right there. See, Philly.
Oh,
Philly
geez.
made an executive. Oh shit. Philly made an executive decision and said we weren't going to need the sounds today. You were wrong.
Oh jeez. Oh
You
jeez.
were wrong.
But you know what I was right about this last piece that we just did.
Hey,
in this
Oh,
round.
you
shit.
were. Respect.
Oh shit.
Respect.
Wario won this one.
Oh, no.
Nah,
Kumba
I
did.
didn't. Maybe I did. Oh.
No, Kumba did.
All
all that
he did.
yellow because I
Cooper
saw
did.
it when
Yeah,
it
yeah,
came
Cooper
over
did.
there.
Damn
It's
it.
like, God dang it.
And for anyone out there listening who
I
is of the female specimen,
Guys made his voice all sexy.
you're
Damn.
you're invited to propose your position for jumping on, because we do want to hear what you have to say. No,
It's too easy, Joe. It's too easy.
No, I'm with it.
No, good, because I've also been asked by certain members of my family who are younger, and they were like, "Man, I really want to be on your show, but are you guys cool with that?" And then so I said, "You know what? We've done this to pretty much everyone that we talk to. What is your proposition? Like, what's your proposal to this?
Yeah.
Because as long as you have something to say, we'll listen to see whether
Well, you don't
I would-
have to
yeah.
have something to say. We just talk. We just shoot shit off the top of our heads, right? You guys aren't.
Yeah.
Are you two actually
Oh.
coming here with notes?
What do you mean?
What are you talking
Keenan?
about?
You're not freestyling?
Trello is a thing that
We
we
have talking points. We absolutely have talking
Yeah.
points, but we don't go. I mean, we're not like a structure.
Keenan was like, "I didn't get the memo. We were supposed to come prepared." That's just it, Keenan. You got to stay ready.
The people who are on this podcast don't have to have, I want to talk about this and let the world know about my thoughts.
You come on and talk about whatever. The only expectation that we really have of any of our guests is for them to be vocal and actually talk. We don't want it to just be an extra voice that isn't really going to say much.
And that means you have to have something to say.
Yeah, you actually have to have.
Doesn't matter what, just have something to say.
Yeah, we'd love to have you just come on and talk. You have to just be able to talk. And if it's just bullshitting, at least it's still talking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So as long as
it's like radio. Don't get fired for having dead space.
Yeah.
That's just it.
Which I mean, we're still working on because we do get some bouts of dead space. But I think overall, generally, we do a pretty good job about what we do.
At the end of the the only reason I bring that up is because there are a lot of people, and I think Keenan has also had a lot of people approach him, and I'm sure you have too, Joe. People are starting to ask if they could be some people's dreams. I have people who have told me that it's their dream to be on a podcast. What am I supposed to say to that?
Any podcast?
Now that's dope, but it doesn't have to be this podcast player.
Oh, damn. Joe coming with the boss moves.
Look at
All right.
Joe.
Anybody who wants to be on this podcast,
again,
you're going to have to go through Joe.
Again. Like I said, they just have to have something to talk about. Like
that's what I was trying to say to begin with.
It'll be the worst if we have somebody come on and they have zero to say. See this fucking Goomba ass.
Anyway.
But yeah, it'll be horrible if we get somebody on and they're just
super silent,
dead air.
Don't be shy. That's
don't
the
be
thing.
shy. If you're trying to be on the NOOB podcast, just prepared to
Keenan,
know that anything is like Kevin Garnett. Anything is possible.
See, that's probably why iTunes doesn't want us because we're saying some copyright shit.
No, but that's not enough. See?
No,
that's not enough to block us.
Okay,
fuck iTunes.
Blocker.
Here's a word people can look up: effervescent. Just be effervescent.
Effervescent, time of the essence. Make them undress in less than 3 seconds.
Let me do my beatbox.
Okay.
Jeez.
Yo,
Keenan, don't ever do that again.
Hand me the mic. Hypothetically, this young MC might have the remedy. You don't want it, man. Micro celebrity is not what I'm after, so please just let it be. I'm about to grab the mic and let me recite how I come in like Mike and I moonwalk all over the whole 4-leaf clover, cause your boy is lucky and his game is over. I take over like Hover, you don't want it, and I roll over now and be submissive to the kid with the mission. I don't need the permission to be coming through and put you into submission. It's too easy for me to be so sleazy. Give me the microphone, I don't condone, because I'ma take over like Chrome to the dome. I take the power and I do devour any MC that wanna come. I take it every hour on the hour that is the hour. You don't want it with the kid, and I'm like Captain Planet. I got the power.
God damn.
Hey, Funk Flex.
Where did that come from? Hey, to you guys, that was amazing. To me, It was just Sunday. I mean,
I didn't really care for it.
I mean, I guess it was okay.
This comes right back to the whole thing of like how often I do this with people that do spend time with me. And then when I go to a party, it's like the party trick. I was like, what? But you don't realize that's just who I am. And the thing is, I can't always do that.
Yeah,
it looks easy, but sometimes I just have to unlock it. Like
it doesn't look easy.
Goku's Ultra Instinct. You know, it's only when I need to.
Oh, you're saying you're a god? That's
basically what I'm saying.
Okay.
He's a rap god.
I mean, okay. I mean, I'm with you.
Hey, no, serious shit though. Serious fuck. You guys straight slaughtered me. Keenan just wanted to get me back.
Ready?
So here's the thing.
God dang it. Oh.
Here's the thing, though. Okay, real talk, right? If I ever got caught on those shows, I don't think I'd be a good contender. That's
for rapping.
There are some serious fucking rap people out there that can really lay down some serious metaphor.
But it does sound. I mean, it sounds good. Don't be get discouraged and all that shit. But it's
I wouldn't be. I mean,
don't get me wrong. If someone put me to the test, I'd give it 100.
Yeah, I think everybody knows you're dope.
Not everybody has to do like a 10-minute freestyle rap. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
that's true.
It's not necessary.
Not everybody has to do it. You could prove yourself within the first 16.
And a lot of people don't even like. Ooh,
Hey, what's up?
Look at Joe. Joe coming through.
What's up, player?
Allow me to prove it in the first 16. When I was only 16, I was mean. I was lean.
That should be the name of your album.
What?
The first 16.
The first 16?
Yeah.
But I don't spit. But I'm not a rapper.
But I'm not a rapper.
But I'm not a rapper.
Did that guy blow up? He blew up. Or him and his friends that does the thing
I don't
is
know
used
that
as
they
like a
did.
common meme. You would see. I saw it on the late night. Is it the late night show? The one with Stephen Colbert.
The Stephen Colbert show.
Because they showed it when he did like a bomb. They showed the clip of the guys going, "Oh!" I remember Joe introduced
They made a
me to that
reference
stuff.
to it.
Yeah. Definitely.
Now, have you seen the kung fu versions of those, where their master is teaching a class and he does something like that is obviously unreal, and everyone goes, "Oh!" and like let's say they're all holding him back with a rope, and then he does like a punch and knocks them all over, and so they're clearly making a
No, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, and those exaggerated ones,
like where the Sifu had unlocked like electricity,
like how realistic what's that Ip Man was.
Yeah.
And then you get to Ip Man 3 and it's like,
oh really?
Do you remember the movie that Donnie Yen was in where he played the guy who taught Bruce Lee the nucleus of the Jeet Kune Do? Yeah, and so
I didn't see it, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
there's a lot of videos out there floating where it
that's my bad. I fucked Joe up.
Nah,
pretty bad.
It's not you.
Didn't I give you that -2?
Wait a minute, but he still made mad money.
Yeah, but it's not what I need.
It's not. He wants that star. Where is the star? Go
it's
zoom
next
out.
to that damn Goomba again.
Oh.
Anyway,
Yeah,
but it's crazy. Like I was so happy to see Ip Man the first one. I was like, man, now this is some.
you didn't like
This
it?
is some
You
dope. No, I loved it, and I was like, man, this is some dope kung fu. Like this is dope kung fu historical film. And then they did the sequels, and they tried to just capitalize on the steam of it, and now it's like, yeah, it's at the top left.
They did like 4 or 5 sequels.
Yeah, and they're just fantastical, like jumping on tables.
Yeah,
it turned
they
into
did the
Crouching Tiger.
Yeah, it turned
they
into
did.
Crouching Tiger, and I'm like,
Yeah.
man,
saw
I
the one
loved
with-
it because of its raw intensity,
Yeah.
and now it's like it's nothing now. It's
You
like,
see the one with Tyson in it?
yeah, like
As
what the
a-
fuck?
yeah.
Like, come on, guys.
First of all, don't lie. If Donnie Yen came to you and said, "I want you to be in my movie," and you were any type of celebrity, you'd say yes. Don't try to get mad on him.
Not to knock Mike Tyson because
Also, Mike Tyson will beat our ass.
he'll beat our ass.
I'll kick your ass.
I hope you don't listen to the podcast.
He'll absolutely fucking sub. So, oh man, I thought Mike Tyson was dope in it, man.
You know what it is? It's just like the movie The Expendables, where they just brought on every action dude
They
they
should have
ever
did that
could.
earlier. I like the fact, like when in the height of,
I like the fact that they're old timers. I like
which
that
is
they're
it's good.
past their
I mean,
prime.
but when as
Nothing
soon as
is over, just give me something to drink.
about like the
Yeah.
early '90s,
No.
let's say if they all did like right after the Terminators and the Rambos and all that shit, to have those characters on and the diehards,
yeah.
it would have been ridiculous.
I mean,
And that's why they did
you guys saw Van Damme straight like roundhouse kick
Yeah.
a knife into that dude's chest,
That was
right?
awesome. That was badass.
Well, we all know that's unrealistic, but damn, that shit was tight.
Let me tell you guys something about Van Damme.
Oh, you got his autograph that one time.
I've
huh?
met him.
Oh yeah.
He's real. He's a real motherfucker.
That's right, Frank Dukes.
So
I'm American.
My cousin Fernando and I, when we were in high school,
Shout out to Fran.
oh yeah, he's been on the show, friend of the show. So we had gone to we used to go out and just clown around and just do crazy bullshit. What are you doing, Keenan?
Keenan's leg
Keenan's,
fell asleep and
like,
it looks like he's stroking.
He's touching his balls. He's touching his ass. He's touching his calves.
We'll have to change that chair out, Keenan. It doesn't look like it's
Yeah,
comfortable.
it's-
I thought it was a little comfortable, but
I don't
guess
think
was
so.
mistaken.
Let me-
Motherfucker!
Did he get the star
yeah, yeah.
again?
It took 30
Language.
coins from me.
At first second, I took it seriously. Like what? Wait a minute.
Of course, I'm not serious. You know what I am serious about though is my bladder is about to explode.
Oh, they were say this
Let me
dick.
get to this.
This dick.
Oh God.
This D.
So
Get that big D.
we used to go out and hang out and do crazy
With Van
shit
Damme?
throughout the week. No,
Oh.
Fernando and I. And on one of our outings, we happened to be crossing the street. We were in Santa Monica. That's a city in the west side of LA. It's a beach city. So we just happened to be in Santa Monica. We were crossing the street. Fernando's dad used to work at this restaurant on on Main or whatever the beach, whatever the street is that's by the fucking beach. So we were crossing the street. This might have been a day where we were just leaving the restaurant. We had just gotten some food or something, and we were crossing the street, and there he was, the fucking high flying kicker himself, Jean-Claude
Van Damme.
Damn. So we see him. We approach him. We're like super starstruck because we're kids.
At that time, Kickboxer had just been out.
We're like 7. No, that was way after Kickboxer. It might have been around Time Cop.
Really?
Yeah. But so we approach him and we were like, "Yo, Van Damme, it's you." And he's like, "Yeah, hey, mon ami." No, he didn't say that, but basically we're just like talking to him. He was like, "Yeah, I'm back." This had been after some time that he had oh, fuck you guys.
The strategy.
So this had been he had been missing from the spotlight for a bit, and then he had some big projects that he was working on, and we were just like, "Hey, Van Damme, it's you. You're awesome." So I had a notepad on me. I asked him if I get his autograph, and he was like more than happy to. And then he did something that I'll never forget. He did that high kick that he does where he's standing
in front of you.
Yeah, the one where he's standing up and he just raises his leg like high as fuck.
Yeah,
he did that, and then he tapped me twice in the shoulder
with his foot.
And he was like, "Eh," and I was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
And I'll never forget that because he didn't have to do that. He didn't have to do that with me.
It was branding all the way.
He was just happy that somebody approached him that loved his work.
Yeah.
And I was spewing all of his work. Like I'm a huge Van Damme fan. So I know like everything that he's done. Cyborg, like all the shit.
Yeah.
So I think he was just happy to have an actual fan approach him and just be like, "Man, you're
more than just blood
truly
sport.
life changing." Yes, it wasn't
Lionheart,
just or the quest or any of that
Yeah.
bullshit. It was just like about everything. Lionheart.
I wonder what I would do if I met somebody that was really into like their work.
God,
I wonder if I would. I mean, it's funny being in Los Angeles. I haven't met a lot of
really.
It's just I think it's just like I think if you meet somebody that you really love and they show you the same amount of love, I think it's a really special thing. Like because me myself, I don't really get starstruck.
That's what I was about to say, but it sounds like you did.
Well,
you said
I was also a kid too.
Okay.
I was like,
this wasn't like a few years ago.
No, I had to be like 17. This was like 15 years ago or something, maybe more. Probably more. Yeah. How old am I?
How old are you?
Old as fuck,
God,
dude. We're the same age, around the same age.
35.
Keenan, did you just burp for the whole audience to hear?
Keenan, we're 35.
God damn, I know we're old as fuck. We can be president now. Hey, noob, noob 2020.
Noob 2020.
We're going to run together as a unit.
Yeah, we'll be 3 people as one person.
I can be Agent M.
Oh, that'd be great.
Damn, that'd be crazy. No, noob for president and vice president.
Yes, vote for us.
We're the noob party.
Vote for me.
Yeah.
Mayor Quimby.
That'd be amazing, dude. Getting a strong enough following that you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna run for president, and all my fans will vote for me, right, motherfuckers? You
wasn't there a guy who had like a pseudonym like something Dick or whatever that was running for president on the ballot?
Like Dick Cheney?
No, the dude's name was like Big Dick or some shit like that. And he was on the presidential ballot. I forget his name. No, I swear to you, there was
D's Nuts.
D's Nuts. There we go. Somebody was legit running.
Somebody submitted D's Nuts, but there wasn't an actual person. But that was funny. That was interesting. That was definitely interesting.
Speaking of D's Nuts, my bladder is about to explode.
Oh, okay. Are you trying to give us the signal for the?
Well, no, I just have to use.
He's like, yo, all right. So,
have we been 2 hours yet?
Let's get into. Yeah, we definitely been into 2 hours.
Shit.
The time goes, man.
Soapbox talk.
When we're on, the time goes. Let's get into some soapbox talk. Soapbox. Do you have any soapbox talks?
I do, but it's not mine. It's somebody else's.
Soapbox.
But I'm gonna,
man, let's hear it.
I mean,
so you're spreading somebody else's message.
Yeah, I am. Yeah. It's our good friend Ray. he mentioned this before, giving a shout out to Ray. And I think this was more of a discussion he wanted to have, so I'm going to put it out there just in case we don't forget or something like that. But it was, how do bars and clubs and stuff like that really enforce the 2-drink minimum for drinks at a place?
At a place?
Yeah. I don't know if that would be seriously something that I would be concerned about. What the fuck are we doing? But it's a bet.
We just have to count them. We have to count the totes. Yeah. Well, okay. So continue your bet.
So the thing is, I respect the $2 2-drink minimum. I always, and if you're at a place where they have a waitress or waiter, they come to you and they ask you, like at the Laugh Factory, 2-drink minimum. They see your face, and they have to hand a card. But in certain cases, you might be able to get away with that stuff. But I guess for my posing to bring his statement up, this will be my soapbox talk to add to his question for us to discuss about is the honor system as just a customer and as a person. Like, how much should you really attune to that? Do you put your hand in the cookie jar? Do you take the coins from the tip jar? Do you how does that speak to you as a person? If you like, I can use this to my advantage, even though it's not a real big thing, to pay for something that's like, not to give you shit, Ray, but I'm just saying, like,
I can tell you exactly how you enforce it.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, in retrospect, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, well, that makes sense.
I love you, Ray.
Is that you automatically charge 2 drinks?
So when the waiter comes to you, say, what are your 2-drink orders?
So when you when you cash out, if you don't have 2 drinks worth of orders, then you just charge them the second drink.
Okay.
I mean, that's logical, right?
No, but for me, do you always?
This is soapbox talk, so I shouldn't have responded. But
I don't know.
I mean,
I just feel like
is the statement that you're making saying I don't think it's something that should be enforced, or is your statement one that you're making that people should respect that and allow it to be enforced?
Or that it shouldn't even have to be enforced because people should just
because you're already being a patron of the bar,
right?
Why ask for the 2-drink minimum? You're saying who the hell goes to a bar and doesn't at least drink 2 drinks?
Sometimes I do that sometimes, but it's rare.
Right.
Mostly I get 1 or I get 2 or more, something like that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And not being a drinker is no excuse. I don't drink, right? But I went and I ordered 2 pineapple juices.
Yeah. But aren't there other things out there besides a 2-drink minimum? Aren't there certain things that say when you get to this establishment you have to do such and such, and people find ways to get around it?
Like people always find ways to get around it,
and that would be my soapbox talk. Like it's not frustrating, but it's something that
what grinds my gears.
Yeah, because if you don't do it, then it's like, well, shit, they got away with it, then I want to do it, right. And then you either get caught or you do get away with it and you want to do it more or something like that, and it's like that would be my soapbox talk about the shit.
I didn't even see that we had started. It's all good.
So your soapbox talk is, how is it fair that others can get away with shit in the world?
Why I can't?
When other people follow the rules?
How come all these girls get taken up by these men and I get nothing? It sucks being a nice guy. All I get is like hand-me-downs.
This just changed.
I eat because I'm unhappy. I'm unhappy because I eat.
I'm unhappy because I eat.
It's a vicious cycle.
No, but that was just a question he posed, and I just wanted to respect his, wishes as a podcast listener and a guest on our show.
It's true.
I like to at least bring up his concern or issue to something which I can add to it.
It's definitely food for thought. How do you justify morals versus ethics? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
ethics being things that you enforce, and morals being things you
and not that he's a bad person or anything like that. I just wanted to put my that would be my 2 cents in it, is the whole ethical part.
It's definitely a question for the ages, man.
It absolutely is.
What's fair?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what is fair?
What's fair for what? Can you have the entire group happy and every individual in the group happy.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's
That's
a tough one.
It is. It's a tough one.
Yeah,
Because
there we
not
go.
every individual is going to be happy.
Yeah.
With especially if you're able to maneuver things easier than they are.
And when
Did I-
you see it from afar, you're like, why can't I do that or get away with that or be a part of that? Or
And then, the Kabbalists, their esoteric wisdom is what is yours can never truly be taken away. It's truly yours.
I just want to be like Joe.
Which in case none of us really have anything that belongs to us because
Technically,
everything is
right?
taken away from us.
Yeah. We were born with nothing. We'll die with nothing.
But you know what they can never take
so
away
dismal.
from you?
You, my guy.
They
You know
can't
what they
take
can
away our
never take
noob.
away from you?
They'll
They-
never be able to take our noob.
You can take away our car, your keys, so we can't drive our car, but you can never take away our dreams because we're sleeping when we have them.
Philly?
A soapbox talk, man. I never say My lack of preparation for exactly what it is I want to say is apparent. And if I had to dig into my box of tricks, all I could say is that in life, it's pretty easy to think that your story is the only side of the story. And it's hard to argue that things were unfair to you. This comes back to what we're talking about just now. It is hard to say, oh, this was unfair to me. I think the victimization role is the easiest one to fall into as a person, to think that it happened to you. You know, it's too easy to go that route. That's almost it natively where humans go. Oh, this was unfair to me. I'm the victim. And yet I think the easiest way to get out of that is to ask yourself the question, what do I want out of this situation? Or what do I want out of our relationship or the relationship involved in this? What do I want? Because if you say, why is this happening to me? The answer to that question will only serve you so much.
Right, right.
And usually it doesn't serve you at all. But if you ask, what do I want out of this? Or where do I want to go from here? Boom. The whole game has changed. And it's basically my soapbox talk to encourage you to step out of the victim role whenever you can catch yourself going into it and just ask, where do you want to go next? What do you want from this? The who, the what, the where. And in fact, let's stay away from the who, just the what, the where, and the how. Really, because why, although it's a great question and it helps for deeper moments, won't ever provide you with an answer good enough to actually take action. And let's be honest, there's nothing worse than the right answer to the wrong question.
That's right. That's right.
But I'm not a rapper.
What about you, Joe? Joseph?
Oh shit. I hate to end this on a dark note, but I feel like I have to. My soapbox talk is pretty much something that maybe I'd want us to address maybe on the next episode or in a later show. It doesn't necessarily have to be the next episode, but Dave Mira just took his life earlier this week.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Dave Mira is a BMX bike stunt and trick athlete. He just took his life, and I mean, we see this all the time. Just people taking their life and having and letting other people deal with the repercussions of your life. You're basically taking the easy way out. I don't want to get too deep into it. I do want to say that Dave Mira probably had a family and all that, so they have to deal with the consequences of his actions. I won't get too deep into it, but maybe it is a topic we get to discuss later on. It's a topic that I really do want to get into. Suicide and I mean, we've touched on depression before. But suicide is definitely something that I do want to talk about, only because I think it's important. I mean, and if we're able to talk about other sensitive subjects, we should be able to talk about this one openly. I didn't know Dave Mira. I didn't know the character that he was. I know that he was impactful in our society, especially in the 90s and early 2000s. So if anybody was hurt by his short what am I trying to say? His early checkout. Sorry for you, and it's going to be something hard to cope with. But let's hopefully we get to backtrack on this and just know that suicide is an important conversation that we will eventually come to if you guys are interested in it, because it's important.
Yeah. It's true. I've had family, and quite a bit of family on my mom's side take that as a path. And it's definitely, then we've had many celebrities, not just Dave Mirra. I mean, over the years, take that path.
Yes.
Let's make no mistake. Life is one hell of a fucking ride. And I gotta say, it's a whole lot sweeter with the right people around you. Let's take, for example, my birthday. Right? Keenan's birthday. Anytime Joe has a birthday. To have people show up for you, to go out of their way for you, and just be there to celebrate you being alive. And get this, I'm a person that doesn't like to make anything special, mostly because I don't want things to be special because they have to be. That's clearly not special. It's an oxymoron.
Right.
And regardless, no matter how you look at it, I felt like the wealthiest man that night because people were there in full support of me for just being alive. Who gives you that much credit? Who gives you that much credit? And it goes to show that no matter how much money someone has, I'm not rich, and yet all those people showed up for me. You know?
We forget how important the people we surround ourselves are to our actual existence. A lot of people say, like, I don't have any friends, or I don't, have this or that. But fuck you, Keenan.
Keenan moved the mic over to Joe's mouth.
But we definitely there are definitely people that interact with us that are a lot more valuable to us maybe than we might think we are to them. I don't know. Was I going the right way with that?
I think it's important to highlight that our lives are not really our own.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Each of us are interdependent. That as a species, we've always been social creatures, and there are A-type personalities, and some of them do get far ahead through manipulation, but it's always a wrestle. It's always a struggle.
I just don't want to get too deep into this because it feels like we're gonna start having that conversation.
Right. So end of the day, be good to your family, y'all.
Yeah. And fellas, give your ladies blowjobs.
True.
That is without a doubt, my brother.
You want to talk about support?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's without saying. You know what I mean?
You better have the tongue on that thing like it's IV for the life-saving support.
Doesn't matter if you don't do it right, you'll learn eventually. Just keep at it. And ladies, encourage your dude to do it.
Hell yeah. That's encourage your dude to
encourage him to do it. If he's not doing it right, show him how to do it right. Teach him, tell him. Say it.
Yeah.
Don't be quiet.
You know what?
You're right.
Say it.
Speak out. Speak up. If the dude ain't doing it right, just speak out because he's never going to learn unless you tell him.
Or try it on somebody else. So watch out. All right. Hey. Boom. Damn,
Keenan just spit some sick fire. I'll keep the drums. Formation is falling. Formation is falling.
I was trying to do a little guitar sound, but I can't do it.
Bye, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Is not
special
equal.
Guest Rachel, the mysterious woman in Philip's life.
Dun.
What does she sound like? What does she look like?
Eat your woman out.